Let's get it. get it. Hello and welcome to day 6 of PUBG Mobile Club Open. This is of course the spring split, and of course it is all thanks to Reno 5 Pro for making it happen. And with that, final day of the group stages, and joining me is going to be none other than Ocean Sharma.
Thank you very much. And yes, this is going to be the final day. Yesterday we saw a few teams battling out for the final time.
Right.
A few of them have moved forward.
Yep.
A few, I mean, that's one thing. A few, like the ones that are 12, 13, 14, supposedly that have had their matches yesterday, it's like they might need a bit of a breather after today's matches, because the other groups will be climbing up and that might just be trouble for them.
So true, Ocean. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm genuinely thinking about the teams that yesterday were able to climb up and get themselves in the 14 to 16 marker, right? But right now, their breath is going to be like right till here. Because they cannot really do anything because they've played their matches, and now it's going to be based on, of course, Group B and D and what sort of a gameplay are they going to be bringing to the table, and that could very well topple those 13, 14, 15, 16 position holders down towards the end of that leaderboard, and that's not going to be good. But with that, of course, when it comes to the top 16, why are we talking about them? Because the top 16, well, from that, we are going to be looking at just the top 3 that will move on towards PMPL Season 3.
For Pakistan, for sure. Bangladesh, you can see 3 teams. Nepal, 3 teams. Wildcard South Asia, 2 teams. And obviously, Team Zeus has been invited out there as well. And you could see from PMPL South Asia 2020, the previous one. But let's talk about prize pool as well. 29,200 on the line. First, second, and third gets 3,900, 2,300, and 1,900 each, respectively. And those 3. That marker, the qualified for PMPL Season 3, that marker is the most important thing.
Exactly, because you end up representing your country in the entirety of so many different teams that are going to be joining you from all across, like we just saw from Bangladesh, from Nepal, as well as the wildcard itself from South Asia. And indeed, in that, to be able to represent your own country, of course, it is so much more than just getting that prize pool, right?
I mean, this is the thing. We start from country, we move to region, we move from region to a specific another bigger region, and then we move to global or something like. So
domination.
Yeah.
It is genuinely going to be domination coming in from these teams. But with that, of course, talking about the groups today, it is going to be Group B going against Group D. And indeed, in that, we're looking at Redstone PK from Group D. Alongside, of course, we do have Portal Esports, Destroyer Esports, H2E, N2D, Freestyle, Zorar Esports, as well as NFPX Sky Esports.
Yeah. I mean, these are going to be Group D's names, and they're going to be Group B as well. Obviously, that group will be out there for sure. So now you just, when we are just moving on with this discussion. So for some teams, this might be the last time we'll be seeing them.
Yes.
Imagine how good of a team has to be. They have to be in the topmost spot in this one. Then the finals, they have to be in top 3.
Yes.
And then moving forward in PMPL, there will be a few slots allocated for the next invitation. They have to be in the top and that.
Exactly.
So a team has to be perfect throughout the tournament. If you're perfect, if you know that your gameplay is really good, you can do that. And that's what these teams have to look. This is the first step in a really long ladder, in a really tiring ladder. But you know, success never comes easy.
It certainly does not. That is so very true. And with that, of course, those words might seem harsh, but that is the reality that we are faced with when it comes to not only PMPL, but all across when it comes to PUBG Mobile and the teams and the kind of domination that these teams end up bringing to the table. And that is, of course, going to have to be a bit of a motivation as well, because you have to showcase your domination amongst all of those teams and be the best of the best that you possibly can for yourself.
I mean, talking about last year at this time, we were looking at a team Freestyle, right?
Right.
The way the team started, Baba, Malik, Black, those players were out there, representing their region, representing their country, representing themselves right amongst the best of the best. Like, they have had good fights against BTR, they've had good fights against Walders, the Murderers, at that time in PMWL. So they have had those fights, and now it's time for a new team, a new sun to rise and shine again from Pakistan. And these teams, we know it, they are capable of it. It's just a start. All they have to do is just, head on to the race pedal and just move forward, and there should be no breaks. Obviously, there will be speed bumps, but no breaks.
Exactly. I mean, talk about those speed bumps. There could very well be days that might not go in your favor. But once again, as Ocean so beautifully said, you have to put that medal and just showcase that shine that you've got in you. Because every single day is a grind. Every single day that does not work in your favor, every single game that does not work in your favor is just a stepping stone. It's just a ladder that you will have to climb. And in that, you will have to learn that much more about yourself as well as your opponents. Because that's going to be the way that you you will make yourself better and your gameplay that much more better.
That's true. I mean, right, match will be starting up really, really soon, but I wanted to see the overall standings as of now. If we could just see the overall standings, right, before the match, because I want to see where the teams are from 9 to 16,
right,
and what's the difference from the teams from 17 to 24. Like, a team might as well just go down, and that is the thing. We're seeing the teams once again. You can see Portal Esports, Richmond. We talked about these teams and everything, but now if we just have to look forward to where and how that overall standing schedule will be out there, that's going to be good.
Absolutely, but before we get into that, let's also have a look at the schedule itself, where indeed you start off with Erangel, move on into Sanhok, and then Miramar, and finally move on into Erangel to the end of the day. But again, I mean, bringing the conversation back towards what you're talking about, overall standings, right, Ocean? I do remember Magnus bringing in some wonderful play, but keeping in mind that Portal Esports was still there, and they still have 4 games remaining today, and the kind of domination that Portal Esports has showcased us, you can only expect them to perhaps just top that leaderboard with some amazing points.
Portal Esports is one of the oldest names when it comes to PUBG Mobile in Pakistan. I still remember the likes of when Vegeta was in the team, and I still remember when Rahman was in the team in Portal Esports, when they just started and they were dominating the scene. And then against the likes of Team Bablu and all those teams were out there. So I want to see what Portal Esports brings to the table today, when it's going to be just moving up forward. Obviously, Rahman is playing from another region, if I'm not wrong, and so now that's one thing. But to talk about PES, yes, that name holds up a lot of responsibilities and a lot of pride for the nation. So we will see what just goes down, because so many names, so many teams. I mean, talking about, so I was doing South Asia wildcard as well previous to this one. So we saw good names, Max Legends getting up a win, and obviously at the top position there, that's where they were marked by a team from Bhutan that just started. Like, coming up from Bhutan, and they were incredible. They were in top 5 by the end, and they had one of the most dominating performances. And obviously, these teams will be studying those teams as well, because you have to, fight each other when it will be PMPL. So you have to learn right from the start. But talking about Pakistan, I mean, so many names to just look forward to. You cannot pick one favorite. That's how good the competition is. That's how good every team, amazes you after one match. You might be thinking, no, this team will do good. Another team just comes up and they're like, no, we are even better. Next match, another team comes up. We are like, we are the boss. And every day there are so many topples and turns. That's PMCO Pakistan for you.
Absolutely. And in that, I do want to mention team like the Grounder. The way the Grounders showcased that wonderful play for themselves, not only 1 but 2 back-to-back chicken dinners coming in from that team, was phenomenal to be able to see. Along with that, of course, talking about these groups, talking about, of course, we've seen Group D, but talking about Group B itself, we've got TUF in there, we've got Grounders in there, and they have been phenomenal. We've got F4 in there, and they also bring a lot of, strength to the entirety of the Group B, and in that is going to be a bit more of a dominating, as well as, again, you talk about PES, right? I mean, Portal Esports certainly has been the longest known name when it comes to the region. Along with that, they have had that strength in that they have showcased with that the wonderful plays. But with that, do you think that today there might be a little bit more of pressure situation for the team?
If they play their own gameplay like the way they do, they don't have to worry about anything. If some team just brings out a curveball against them, then it might be a problem. But talking about Portal Esports, see, right now, as the players might be in the lobby, all they are doing is just one thing: breathe in, breathe out, slow breathe, take slow breaths, and calm yourself.
Exactly.
Just plan your game as you always do. Yesterday was no different from today. Day before yesterday is no different from today. You're playing matches at that day also, you're playing matches today also. You know your teammates can, give you cover when needed. At that day, they can do the same today. You know your gameplay that day also. You are here from day one, you are here to dominate. And this goes out for all the teams. Every team.
Absolutely. Every single team needs to look at it that way. Because again, I mean, the grind has started, of course. There will be a few hiccups, as was, of course, mentioned a few minutes earlier. But eventually, again, you have to feel comfortable in your own skin. You have to feel comfortable with the kind of play that you've got, with the kind of synergy that you've got within the team. And again, with that, of course, when you are in this sort of an arena, you know that you are here to grind, you know you are here to improve, and of course in that comes in the perfect situation where you are always going to be looking on to opportunities that you can better yourself with your gameplay, right? And that is going to be so very crucial for all of these teams. But in that, I mean, today there are going to be a few setbacks for a lot of those teams. For example, I mean, let's talk about Zarar, for example, right?
Yeah.
Zarar has had a wonderful play. They have been dominating in the situations that they've been putting themselves in. But eventually, when you talk about, converting that into a chicken dinner or converting into really, really good placement points and points in general, right? That's where Zarar kind of just faltered along till now.
So talking about Professor in Zarar, right? Professor has been one of the most, key players of Zarar, even for the previous PMCOs. And I've seen that player just, playing. So talking about Zarar and Professor and the synergy that the players have, they have it good, but they always try to fall down in fourth or fifth. If they survive fifth circle, they survive a good game. If they, fourth and fifth circle are something crucial for a lot of teams as well, then Zarar comes down in that category. But, by the grace of God, alhamdulillah, probably today it's going to be a good day for all the teams and all the players. And let's just say, all the best, because the first match, it's going to be on our way.
Oh, yes, the flight has certainly taken off, and we are looking at the flight path going down from, of course, the military base down towards Lipovka region. And this is the day that these teams had been waiting for.
Military base, Novorepnoy farm, Milta Pochinki, prison, Lipovka, Milta Power, Yasnaya Polyana, good areas. This day, it's going to be important for a lot of teams we talk about it, almost all in the lobby. We are starting off with 14 teams, though 2 teams did get a DQ on themselves. But right now, you can see the names of TUF, 2X Official NSE, 47, Frost, F4, TGRS, PES, Destroyers, H2E, N2D, FS, Zarar, and NFP. These names are important. You are seeing them in the lobby. You'll see their gameplay in about a couple of minutes when they, drop down, get their loot, and get to their business.
Absolutely. Once they get themselves acclimated and acquainted to the kind of guns and the kind of utilities that they're going to be, of course, bringing to the team. But right now, of course, as you move towards the team's drop locations themselves, you're looking at Team Ground down towards Primorsk. Moving along with that, you have FS also right above them, going down towards Ferry Pier from the looks of it, and NFP not that far behind, but from the looks of it, of course, NFP certainly having a very wide and fanned out approach to this drop location as of now. Now, along with that, of course, as Ocean just mentioned, when it comes to the drop locations themselves, moving on down towards Georgia Polo, Rozhok or Yasnaya could be the longest journey that you could go towards. But apart from that, it is going to be a bit of, strenuous travel, because with that, we've got the first circle coming in, and that is bringing Milta to be the center of this zone.
So, from Milta to Shelter, the areas around Milta, Shelter, Prison, those are going to be some important areas because those are open areas. And then the 4 roads conjecture, it's still out there. So, a team wants to stay in that conjecture. That's a really good thing. So, we have seen circles like these. Obviously, we have mostly seen those 4 roads, inside the circle as of now. A team at Milta Power in these situations, if a team goes there, suppose F4, they are at Lipovka, they want to go for the rotation, they start from Lipovka, go to Milta Power, that would be a really good thing because first and second circle obviously is going to have them. Like the team at Milta Power. No one went to Novorepnoy, but you still have an open chance. I mean, the military base island is still empty. If a team wants to go out there, they can. But look at Ferry Pier to Primos. So many teams out there, but Entity Zagan, I don't know if it's a good spot or bad because his teammates are on to the other direction. He might be faltered in this conjecture of FS and NFP.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about NFP and Entity again, the kind of approach that they've had towards this drop is very, very fanned out. And indeed, that could very well be trouble for the side of Entity Zagan. But we shall, of course, see as to where exactly are these early fights and skirmishes going to start happening. Again, you move towards the game itself. You're looking at NFP as of now, and NFP we know is very, very close to N2D, whereas Zagan is right in front, right there in front of Kian. And this could very well turn into a war that was not anticipated or expected from both these teams. Because, I mean, it's only been 3 minutes in the game, and we're probably going to be looking at a first few early fights coming in. And right here, we're looking at Deadshot moving along with a very steady pace, and he is chilling.
As of now, I mean, it's just the start, you know, the calm before the storm, you can just say. That's what it is. But we still have to see how the fights are going to be faltering down as the players will be looking forward to. Khatir is the guy that we are looking at right now. Has to get inside the circle, but 150 meters, I mean, not too far away, not too close. It's kind of a decent area as the zone will be moving up after 1 minute and 3 seconds. And right now, everyone has to look forward for a good loot. M16, Mini 14, once again, will be changing to M16, obviously, and again to Mini 14. So that's one thing that's just happening. AK in the hands of Zagan, but still I have to see what he does because his teammate is really close to him, but there were a few teams, you know, right next to them.
Absolutely, down towards the south of this location itself, we know that there is a team right there, which is going to be NFP, the entire squad of NFP. And again, you talk about N2D, they are a bit scattered, so to say, because we've got 2 players right here. That is, of course, going to be Zagan, alongside which is going to be Toxic. Yep,
Yeah.
it is Dock City. But on the other side, of course, Badshah as well as Phantom are onto a different region altogether. And thus, this is what we're looking at, because Zagan has certainly moved away from the situation and is going to be probably wanting to get himself a vehicle, and perhaps should be looking forward to getting well back to his team, because in this early, you do not want to be caught down by any other team.
I mean, you remember 2 days back when there was the last fight that was happening, right? When teams were getting eliminated and eliminated.
Right, yes.
So today, in every game, every team would want that to not happen. Because the most important thing is, when we talk about the teams and all, the most important thing is every team would want that at least, if they catch up in a fight, every team would want that one player should stay away from the fight, just so that he gets inside the circle and gets a few placement points. Every team would want to go for the placement point game if they are left with 1 or 2 players, something like that. So every team will be changing their strategy dynamically today, because it matters for you. Every amount of point kind of matters to you. Plus, now prize pool kind of is on the line as well.
Absolutely, and that is going to be the most important thing to keep in mind right now, because again, this is the first game of the 4 games that are supposed to take place today, and this is also the final opportunity for so many of these teams from Group B as well as D to showcase that prowess and bring themselves on top and get that, get that top 16 position for themselves. And with that, we've got into D bringing in that early aggression towards the side of FS for now.
Well, now the first aid will be popped up. That was a close combat, right? You can see Zagan, his HP was also down. But, well, now they have to take up all the fights against FS. Well, that grenade would have been just a bit dicey. Imagine if the grenade had been out, it would have taken down Zulka, the teammate, only. But, well, Zagan, now he knows that the opponents are here. He knows that the confirmation might just be a dicey chance, but still he wants to take it. Those points are needed somehow. And look at this. NFP Sky, he onto the other side, takes down the players of FS again. So FS was in a lot of pickle at this moment, taking fight from one team and the other team. And so now FS, they will have to see how can they, just cooperate with themselves when all the players will be ready, because now these 2 players are still surviving. Zulker, he still needs up a revive. Sounds like Respect is going to go for it, and he just stops it down. And now this is where it is happening. He was throwing a few shots, but the revive should be the first priority. While, Vegeta is trying to spot the play from the other side. He should have spotted down Zagan. He knows that Zagan is out there, and he has given down all the calls. But no, Respect goes down. Might just be a bad thing. Vegeta is the last one surviving from FS, and FS does not want a bad game right at the start.
Absolutely not. With that, of course, FS is down to 2 knocks already, and just that one man, which is going to be Ari in the back end, that is going to be providing that cover, but that is not going to be able to sustain the side of Freestyle. And Freestyle taking an early exit apart from just Ali right now, and Ali will have to just falter away from this position. But again, he is in the open, and Entity certainly have the information. It is only Entity's 2 player right now who have brought all-out war towards the side of Freestyle, and Freestyle is not looking good. On the other side, of course, you look towards the kill feed. PES is into an early domination towards the side of TUF, and they've already knocked down 3 of their players, which again could result in a first team going back into the lobby.
So now the clock is for Vegeta, right? We were talking about that one player should at least survive and just move backwards, just because of one thing, and that is that individual player will have to, just go for the kill point. The placement points.
Yes.
And right now it's 14 teams alive, 13 to 16 you get none in the placement department. So he at least needs to get 1 or something. So he needs to make sure that he gets eliminated. If it happens like 8 to 12 or something even better. But right now Entity does not want that thing to happen. You can see early, if he has to take up the fights, that might be a bad affair. But look at this Entity, they from the other side take him down. Like, that was something. You thought that, the danger is just up ahead, but hey, it was on the hill as well.
Absolutely, and with that, of course, we move on down towards the side of PUBG Esports, who have already got 2 kills to themselves towards the TUF clan, and this is not looking good for the side of TUF as well, because PES Momtu right here in front of us has been bringing in a lot of early aggression and domination into the lobby. He has already sent 2 of the TUF players and now have their crosses set up towards the side of 2X for now. And this is again a player who we know brings in a lot of domination from the side of PES. That is going to be Momtu, who has been on top of our leaderboards so many times for so many different occasions, from damage to the kind of kills to the kind of being the MVP as well. And with that, Momtu goes down. 2X Saj is bringing down Momtu with a perfect mini control and the perfect crosshair placement right here. That, of course, is going to get a revive for now. That is no problem at all. But again, information was shared from both the sides. 2X also knows where PES is, and PES exactly knows what to expect from 2X now, with that early aggression being scattered towards Momtu.
Well, they would not want to, just move ahead as of now. So that's the most important thing. They would not want to move ahead because you can see PES, they are just out here, 2x Kratos and SE, just trying to spot each other. Even if they get a knock at this moment, rush might not be a good plan, might not be a good idea. So that's one thing that they obviously have to look forward to. But hey, Kratos! Oh, he did not look into that direction, but Hassan also goes down. So 2x is already in a lot of trouble by two different squads. We're talking about TUF. They also lost their 2 players against the players of PES. Mom to actually take down one for the confirmation, took down one. But right now, TUF, they still are not, going away from the fight. Hassan goes down as well. All right, somehow TUF is trying to settle the score against the players. And right now, the circle moving down to the Miltaz area. That's really good. Oh, Ghost was the one taking down damage on Venom, and Venom has been taken down a lot low. Will be popping up a first hit, but now TUF knows on one direction it's 47, on to the other direction is the other teams, and so they just have to hold their grounds. One wrong peak can, make or break their day.
Absolutely, could make and break the situation right here. And with that, of course, TUF Venom is taking on a lot of damage from the side of 47. On the other side, of course, you'd look towards Thor. Thor is bringing in that domination towards the side of 2x, and right against them is going to be PES in between all of this as well. So right now we're looking at basically these 4 teams, which is going to be Team 47, 2x, TUF, as well as PES, and they have been, of course, relaying information against all of them. And now it is down to TUF. Only 2 players. They're taking on 2 different teams from 2 different directions, which could certainly result in a lot of trouble from the side of TUF. But on the side, of course, you look at 2x. They did certainly take a knock from TUF Venom, but eventually have got themselves back up again.
Well, now the most important thing is you have to be in the top 11 of your rankings, because top 11 from overall ranking qualifies to the regional finals. The most important thing, top 11, and that is the number, that you have to be in. If you're in like 1 to 11, you get qualification for the finals, and that's where you'll be seeing other good teams as well. So the most important things for all these teams is that they have to be in top 11 somehow. You don't have to be in top 16. That was South Asia wildcard if we talk about this one. But this out here for Pakistan region, top 11 is where you have to be. The most important thing. 11 and 12, prize pool also drops down a bit. And your slot for the finals also goes down. So you have to see for the finals. Well, talking about PMPL, that's where the 3 slots are. But talking about the finals of PMCO, top 11 is where you have to be.
Absolutely. And that, of course, is going to be the ladder that these teams are going to be working towards, slowly and steadily grinding themselves. But in that conversation itself, we are looking at a few teams that we just saw. Of course, FS not having a good outing, TUF as of now not looking too good in terms of where and how they've got themselves scattered and just basically halted down, simply put. And that is, of course, going to be troublesome because PES is not going to back down from this aggression or early aggression that was initially, of course, showcased towards the side of Mom2. And that is going to, of course, motivate the side of PUBG Esports to bring in a lot more aggression. And with that, we're looking at the side of RS taking down a few shots towards the buggy right there.
Well, a few shots were given on him as well, as you saw Vegeta just dropping down just a bit onto the HP's department. I mean, the HP was just a bit low, and look at all these teams. They are ready. They are ready to, just hold the zone, get a hold of the circle if they can. NFP has a good area for themselves. PES, obviously, in the central lines alongside RS, and then 2x official TUF as well. Let's see what the curveball does the circle bring to the players out there. Imagine the circle shift just a bit to the southern side. That would be obviously incredible. And
just as you said.
Just as I said.
Just as you called it, Ocean.
Just as I said, the circle goes down. Just as I said, the circle goes down.
What a perfect. Wow, that is just GG's, mate. But yes, indeed, the circle does go down, Ocean. And in that, PES is looking pretty comfortable and confident. And with that, of course,
well, I wanted to predict it. I wanted to predict it before that happened, and that just happened.
But again, with that conversation, of course, finally, it seems like we could very well be looking at a few bridge camps coming in from the side of PES already, because PES is the only one that is, of course, going to be making that early shift down south.
Yeah, that is true. So now PES, that is a team that is already going down south. That's brilliant. And now, looking onward, looking on forward to all these things, you can see RS and the teams, just getting ready for everything. Because now teams have to see, do they come from the water rotation or do they, take the bridge? Because if they take the bridge, it's going to be a lot risky.
Absolutely. And with that, we look on to the kill feed. NFP has brought all out war towards the side of TUF, as NFP is also looking very close to the bridge camp area, and they they are not going to move away from the situation, because all the teams, either, as Ocean just mentioned, are going to have to use that bridge to cross or the water. Either ways, NFP as well as PES are going to have that early information and will not allow you to do so.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. 2x as well, like they are on the other sides as well. So that's one thing. I mean it's a triangle camping alongside the bridge. Not exactly camping, no, but it's a triangle that has formed down onto the air where the players are just spotting themselves. Meanwhile, TUF Venom, you can see, is really close to the players of N2D, and N2D, they started from the backside of Ferry Pier. Right now they are really close to the circle's area. You can see the white line in the minimap of the circle. That's where they are. So they can stay here. They can wait for the fight to happen, and then they can use the boat or something. But not talking about this. Well, Husnan, he did try to take up a few shots of damage onto the opponent side, but well, that just went on to in ups and downs. Now, look at Skykian takes down RS Fire with that DP shot, but Venom is low on HP, and a good grenade by N2D's players might as well just take him down. Oh, that was close.
That was very close, but not so close indeed. I mean, Venom has been brought down to just 1 silver of an HP as of now, and Venom will not be able to survive this, as all 3 players as of now from the side of N2D have pushed on along towards the side of Venom, and with that, it is Venom standing out with only silver of an HP. He brings down 1 player. He almost knocks another one. Bacha is down as well. And this is, of course, Toxicity, who is going to stand out from the side of T. Wow, what a play. What a wonderful play. Even though Venom was the only one man surviving with only 1 HP, he was still able to bring down 2 players from that push.
I mean, that's how incredible it is turning around to be an event. Well, RS, what are they going to do? They are going to destroy the destroyers. That's what they are thinking. That's why they are moving forward. Vegeta will switch to FPP. That was brilliant. I mean, you can, use that area onto your own advantage if you want to go for the information. Vegeta with another good grenade. It might as well take one. All right, it did do damage to Buggy, but not to the players. And now, Daddy Kari is onto the other side. Hammer and Jilan, they are onto the other side as well. Vilgax has a good angle for himself. But Vegeta, look at him. He's not moving a bit too forward, but he's still, wants to stay safe and wants to aggress at the same time. And the circle is going down. There's somehow the curveball that the zone actually dropped down on the players. No one would have expected that at any way, shape or form, at any cost. Now this seems like a good grenade. It does damage.
It certainly does bring damage, and of course with that destroyer not looking good in terms of their positioning right there. But again, if they try and fan themselves out a bit more, they should be able to take down the player of FS and RS. My apologies there, but in that, you look towards the circle itself onto the map. You are looking at rotations coming in from the water, from the side of Zerar as well as Team 47, and F4 have already made it towards the side, and this is going to be difficult. This is going to be troublesome for the side of Team 47 as well as Zerar, because F4 is getting themselves perfectly placed for that early aggression.
Well, right now, this might be bad for Daddy Kari. He might just go down. He's on low HP. Now he's going on to 2x of Genesis side, and that might even be worse. But look at PS. 2-2 split for PS players. Momtu and Ismail are onto the other side, while Murtaza, they are going to be camping the area around the circle. That's brilliant by PS, but they have to get kills as well. They should not, just rush down onto the fight. Meanwhile, 2x's players takes down Destroyers Jilan. So that's one thing. I mean, Jilani is down, but now Daddy Kari has to do everything. He is looking down to the backside. He goes down as well. Oh, Frost! Well, the vehicle did come just down, and it rammed over the player. Walker White needs to heal up first. Otherwise, he'll go down, and just as we said, he did go down.
He certainly does go down, and this is troublesome for a lot of these teams, because Frost certainly bringing in that aggression towards the side of 2x as of now. As we can see, have brought down 2 of those players from 2x, but eventually 2x will be able to convert that and move that rotation in their favor. But this is Frost Klaus losing it to the side of the circle for now.
Well, Murtaza, PES, he is trying to have this area for himself. He knows 2x officials players are coming, and he knows that the danger's up ahead. We'll see about that. Well, look at this. S3 Haka has been taken down by NFP's players, and NFP's players are just trying to move forward. But can they or can they not? Oh, Jigsaw goes down in this. Ati is last one surviving out here. Will he go for a revive or will he aggress? That's the most important question. He's getting low on the health as well, as the circle has left the building, but he takes down one. But he will go down as well. The circle's not their friend, and it eats them up.
It certainly eats them up. With that, of course, NFP looking pretty confident in this situation. Of course, Ash will not be able to recover from this position, because it is the circle and the damage being brought on from the side of the circle itself that is bringing in a lot of trouble, and for not only this team but so many of these teams. With that, 2x is in the crosshairs of the side of PES, and on the other side we do see a 2-squad fan out from the side of PES, and it is Ismail right now bringing in that aggression towards the other side of the circle itself, where they have the crosshairs set towards the Grounders team for now.
Well, now PES, I mean, they have 2 kills. They might as well go for 2 more. Look at the grenade. Let's see if the grenade can, just happen at the rightest areas. I mean, the grenade is just going down. It's a nade parade. The artillery strike is what is happening onto and against the players as PES Smile is trying to go for it. The damage, well, has not been done as of now. We'll see what happens and how it just, goes on. But PES, they might as well contest the areas for a chicken dinner, and look, by the looks of it, they might just get one. Well, Murtaza, again, trying to spot down a few players. Might as well spot down 2x official Sergeant. Well, that did not happen, but he knows someone's onto the other side of the bridge. Not exactly, but, just right next to it. And one good grenade might as well get him good information. But no. Now, the players want to move up forward, and Murtaza also has to move just a bit back because the circle, again, is giving them curveballs.
Circle certainly is and has been a lot of havoc from the circle for so many of these teams with that 2x Kratos. Right now we're looking at, and this player is certainly trying to bring down a lot of utility usage from the side of PES. It is Kosov who is on the receiving end, and Kosov has received a lot of damage from that perfect nade, and with that he is also knocked. This is not looking good for the side of Kosov for now, because 2x Kratos is in control with another molly perfectly timed. It is going to be a big trouble for the side of PES for now. Murtaza, as we can see, is rushing back towards the entirety of the clan as they had that 2v2 squad split. That has kind of troubled the side of PES for now.
Well, yes, that is true. And now talking about the circle, talking about the areas, you can see TG's players, Crisis, KSF, and, Shapatar, they are also trying to get inside the circle. They are well inside the circle, but Crisis, the thing is, PES is kind of bothering them with one fact, and that is that they are looking really good onto that side. Well, Kashuf will be taken down, and Murtaza has to move forward because the zone is not in their best of the interest, and, right, he
did not notice that, I think.
Now he did, but then he's like, well, I'll just get it. The slow, area, obviously, it will take him down. So he was like, let's not waste anything. Let's not waste time on looting as well. Let's just go inside the circle because that's the first priority, and that's one thing that he did. But now, 47, well, you can see Nexi goes down by F4 Khan, and onto the other side, Khan is just moving forward from house to house, and Voltrux is out here as well. Destroy needs to move up again forward. Ghost is onto the other side of the road. Khan needs to take up all the fights, like talking about 47 Khan, not F4 Khan, because F4 Khan is actually, wreaking havoc already, but 47 Khan needs to go for the retaliation. Meanwhile, Ferro goes down. Now it's all down to Goose and Khan. Khan goes down by Goose onto the other side as Goose crosses the road. But now, if anything, he has to go in and, settle the business.
Absolutely, and with that, right now, this is F4 who are in control. F4, only 2 players against the side of course, Team 47, who had, well, just 1 player remaining now, and this is going to be trouble. This is going to be a lot of trouble because F4, all players surviving this push coming in from the side of Team 47, and Team 47 losing their players, only 1 man remaining, and for him, the only thing that is going to now work is going to be to get out of this region and work towards some placement points. But how? Because the circle is also pushing for you.
Think about how fast the game is. We are in the 5th circle and we are down to just 6 teams already. Previously it used to be double digits. We'll make it 5.
Yep.
21 minutes. 5 teams remaining. That's how fast the game has been as of now onto the 5th circle. And you can see the zone. I mean, 2x officials player is still out here. PES, they have 3 kills though, but they have all the areas. They know there are vehicles out there. They know that the players are going to be just out there. They know how to take up the fights onto themselves. That's what they have to do. But the circle is with TG. Can TG just snatch away a chicken dinner from their opponents? That's one thing. We were talking about Team Zarar. Look at this team. Zarar also has a really good area for themselves.
Absolutely. Zarar is certainly going to be contesting for the circle and the region. The way that they're coming into the circle itself, there is no team apart from TG that could be able to contest the position of Zarar. And as of now, Professor and Zigzag certainly looking pretty confident in that approach. But we'll move that conversation towards PES. Well, PES certainly have the information with that fight that just took place between F4 and Team 47. And with that smoke being popped in, PES will not be able to bring any damage. And team is going to be able to bring that rotation for themselves. That is the side of Team F4. With that, of course, now PES is also going to try and get themselves into the circle itself. And on the other side, we're looking at TG. Team Grounder taking a knock, and with that 3 players remain. They have a compound to themselves, which is going to be perfectly set up for this final circle. But for how long are they going to be able to contest this? Because again, you look onto the circle itself, it is Zarar which is going to be in control with this perfect hilltop area that they've got in their favor.
Yeah, that is true. They will be having a perfect proper area for themselves. But right now, with these all the 5 teams remaining out here, the circle's moving up forward, and Momto meanwhile is on domination, has 3 kills for himself, and obviously that's going to be a good thing. But now we are down to 4 teams as 1 more did just get eliminated. That was 2x official NSC is the last player to go down by F4 Khan, and now PES, they have have to cross this area for themselves. They should be knowing that no one's out in that area, but Chapata, he can turn the game against PES. Look at him, he's just hiding, being one with the nature, has to be one for the fights. Can he or can he not take these fights for himself? That's going to be one question, as the team still needs to start off with the kills. But hey, 2 players go down with 1 good grenade by Mom2, leaving just 1 player. You could see F4 Voltrix as well onto the other side, but now this is where the fight might just end, as Chapata is the last one surviving. And what's going to happen in the situation? Chapata, is his location compromised? That's the important question. Mom2 is on a rampage with 5 kills. 6th one might just be right next to him. He has a grenade, but is he looking at the right direction? That's the question. Well, the nade comes in. Nade comes in, but the tree saves the day for him. And he has spotted down Mom2, but still no fights yet.
No fights yet coming in from the side of Shaptar TG, and again, the only man remaining for the side of the team grounder with that PS Mom2 bringing in that aggression a bit more towards the side of Shaptar, and Shaptar just brings a perfect knocked and grenade, and this is going to be ill-timed because PES Mom2 knows the information now and has confirmed that information and will be pushing back, but knows exactly where Shaptar is, and of course will be coming back for the same. But with that, you move the conversation towards Voltrix of F4. They seem to have exact information towards Zerar Professor, and this could be trouble, because Zerar Professor is next to a vehicle that has not exploded yet.
Yeah, as of now, it's not exploded, but PES, they need to go for the revives as well. As you can see, all and everyone matters in this kind of a battle. Well, Chapata, if he knows that he is in the prime location, he might as well just break Mom2's, synergy at this moment by, just ramming in the vehicle or something like that, as Chapata is just out there. But right now, Voltrix, F4, they have a good area for themselves. There are 2 teams inside the circle and 2 teams outside the circle. That's where the fights are as of now, and PS Mom2 is just moving up forward. He did give a revive to his teammate, but he has to look forward to Chapata where he is, and he spots down Chapata. He knows the exact location. Does he have more grenades? That's the big question. And now Chapata knows that F4 is right next to him onto the back end side, and now the damage is being done on Chapata. He's on low HP already. Mom2 can use 1 good grenade and can end the game, but Zerar Professor, he has been spotted down as well. This fight might just end down onto the sides of PES and F4. That might be the battle that we all wanted to see right off from all these days, as F4 versus PS, they are right close to each other. Look at this, Khan low on HP, and Khan might be the one to go down. No! He turns the tables, takes down PS Mom2. Meanwhile, F4 Destroyer was trying to take down Murtaza from PES, so the fights have broken down. But who has the best part in this? Zerar Zalim, as he's the last one surviving.
Zerar Zalim is the only man surviving as of now. Professor is not looking good, and with that, Professor is sent back into the lobby from the likes of course, F4 Wolverine, as we just saw into our kill feeds. With that, we've got F4 in the lobby and PES, alongside which, of course, is going to be... Wow. This is just Zerar. Only 1 player remaining. Team F4 has 3, or rather all 4 men surviving from Portal. There's only 2 people remaining. So this is 4v2v1 situation right here. And in that, who has the information will be able to clutch this.
Well, F4, you gotta fasten your seatbelts, because F4 is actually playing as fast as F1 right now. PES is Smile and Murtaza onto the other side, but F4, they have all the players surviving. It's gonna be a difficult one, because you can see all 4 players are out here. Zerar Zalim is the last one onto the other side, so it's gonna be a 1v2v4 situation. If you have numbers advantage, you might as well have a game for you as well. But look at that, Voltrix has been spotted, but Khan from the other angle has a grenade cooked onto his hands. 1 grenade might as well just change the game. Voltrix on low HP as well. Well, the grenade was close to Murtaza as well, but 1 more grenade can take down Voltrix, because he's on low HP. Look at this, Voltrix goes down, and back-to-back grenades are being thrown down onto the player. Ismail does not have a helmet. 1 shot to the head might as well change the pace of the game. We are down to 2 teams, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. PES onto the side. Can Portal Esports open up a portal to victory? That's the most important question. Murtaza and Ismail moving up forward. Destroyer is onto the other side. Murtaza has a DP, spots down 1 onto the right, tries to take the shot, and he tries to take 1 down, but no! This is 1 final player. Ismail on low HP. He goes down. F4 gets the first game.
Wow, what a massive play this was from the side of F4. PES played it to perfection with, of course, utilization of those perfect little Ds and grenades, but eventually it, of course, is F4 taking 25 points from this game with 10 kills. GG play, and of course they had all 4 members of the team alive, so that will make sense that they had to be able to just walk away from that situation and get a chicken dinner for themselves.
I mean, that was the most important thing you had to do. Having all the 4 players kind of gives you an upper edge mentally. You're like, if I go forward, I have 3 players backing me up.
Yes.
I know I can take the fights, and that's one thing that they did. You saw that Khan was cooking a grenade. Voltrix was on low HP. Still, he was running towards his teammate, because he knew that I will be having teammates that will be, assessing me me while I am just making those moves.
Absolutely, and that of course is the power in the number, and that's what was utilized right here perfectly from the side of F4. On the other side, of course, I do want to be commending the side of PES, because PES had only 2 men alive, but the way they were bringing that fight towards the side of F4 was commendable.
Look at Mong2 being the MVP of the game. 5 kills, 946 damage, 1 assist, healing done 115. And all the brilliant numbers were out here by PES Mong2. And obviously the team also did good for themselves. But let's have a look at the top players as well for this one lobby and see who were those players. The ones that kind of showcase incredible gameplay. And Khan is out here, PES. So F4 and PS, those are teams that were just juggling around.
Absolutely, we've got 2 players from PES and 2 players from F4 as of now in the top players list from this game, and in that, this has been a phenomenal play from both these teams. Zerar had an interesting approach to the final circle indeed, but eventually they were caught out cold and they were knocked back into the lobby. But talk about the match summary indeed. You're looking at the highest kills coming in from Montu and the longest distance kill also coming in from Montu.
Yeah, I mean, that had to be out there. Highest damage and highest kill. So it's his highlight reel.
Wow.
PES Murtaza as well, longest distance and assists were also just out there. So talking about the players, those have done some amazing work.
Absolutely. With that, of course, these are the teams that we just saw, but apart from that, what did the other teams do? Let's have a look at the match ranking itself and find out that when it comes to F4, yes, they got the chicken dinner. When it comes to PES, the early aggression that they had started off with spiraled them all the way down towards the final circle, and Zerar, of course, stood their ground for the longest time with 0 kills, but the placement point working in their favor. But what about Team Grounder?
Yeah. This did feel like a fast-paced game somehow.
Very
I don't
fast.
know. Well, Team TUF Freestyle, they did not get points, and you know what happened with Team Freestyle right off the bat. The team just, faltered down a bit. So that's one thing. But somehow this game was really fast-paced, given the fact so many teams were taking fights right off the bat. I don't know what Sanhok will bring us, because that's even faster map in its own self.
Exactly, and again, I mean, talk about the circle itself, Ocean. Right now in this game of Erangel, that was just that was just miraculous. And the way it pushed those players across, and the way you just called it on time was bang on the money. But with that, of course, let's move on to the highlights, and that is, of course, going to be the Oppo moments from this game.
Yeah, talking about the Oppo moments, I think we are going to see the first fight, and yes, this is where it all started. And then talking about FS, the last player that was surviving, he went down from the end to the other side of the hill. Yeah, this is where we will be seeing him. The shots were being taken down, and as soon as he could just see what happened, he did go down. And talking about PES, look at this. They did survive from here. Once they knew that the circle was in their favor, they tried and started moving on right off the bat onto the backhand side. So this was more and more about the circle playing with the players as compared to the players. But this fight, look at it. The way the fight just changed its pace. Almost they gave Entity the run for their money.
Absolutely. I mean, that was TUF Venom right there. The only man surviving for his team, was able to knock down 2 players with only 1 HP remaining for himself. But indeed, this is what we're talking about. When it came down to that circle, taking that southern shift, it did put a big ballsy curve to so many of these teams and their rotations, actually, that so many of them were just caught out in the open. And of course, in that, we saw so many teams being knocked back into the lobby.
Yeah, well, that is true. But on to the other side, as you can see, this is where the final fights were happening, right? And this is where PES had to see think about the thing that they are only 2 players taking up on a horde of 5 players. Right. 5 players, because 4 from one team and 1 from the other. That did go down, but still, those 4 players, like, that's where the trouble kind of just starts up commencing, because it was F4 on one side and 1 player of TG, if I'm not wrong, on to the other. So it was a 4-1-2. That thing kind of just... Sorry, Zerar
Yes.
Zalim on one side and then 4 players. So those 5 players were obviously, just trying to go for their own plays and everything. So PES kind of had to give a run.
But they certainly did give a run for the money. So many of these teams. But eventually, of course, with that, match number 1 coming to an end, 3 more games remaining. We're going to go on a very short break, after which, of course, it's going to be Sanhok.
Because you're everything I Let's get it.
Hello and welcome back once again to the second game of the day. This is the final day, of course, and indeed, we are going to be moving into the second game of Sanhok. So let's get busy with the flight path on our screens. And boy, oh boy, what a play that was right off the bat on Erangel. This one is going to be even more accelerated, Ocean, I think.
For sure. Starting from the backsides of Hearth into Lakavi is where we are moving up right now. So that's going to be something, and all the players will be ready with themselves. Bootcamp, Paradise, Camp Bravo, Tatmok, those good areas are going to be out here. Painan is going to be good area as well. Camp Charlie, Docks, Kampong, those are like incredibly great areas if players just want to go down there. Camp Alpha as well. So like these areas are decent. But the thing is, if the players go down there and the circle's not there, how are they going to stick to it? And I'm not going to say anything about the circles for sure.
For now, of course, as we look at the drop locations of all of these teams, they have fanned themselves out all across the map, actually, which is working out pretty neat for so many of these teams. But again, talk about early contestations, you can certainly expect Destroyers as well as TUF to have an all-out war in that same location that they've dropped into.
Zarar can, once the rotation starts, Zarar will also, like, would love to be a part of that one.
Absolutely would love to, and in that we move towards TUF right now, which indeed we have the kill feed on our screens where N2D is bringing in an early aggression and N2D is bringing all-out war to the side of RS.
Look at this. So RS, the players are trying to figure, like TUF, the players are trying to figure out who has a loot and who does not have a loot, while Hammer just dropped down on the top of this house and does not want to move, because, even if Hammer moves, the footsteps will just, come to the opponent. So that's one thing. So he just has to stay there only on the top side, cannot do anything.
Well, he's stuck in that tricky situation. He cannot genuinely jump away from that because, again, you will be given away the audio cues towards the side, and that is not the kind of start that you want to have. But along with that, of course, talk about the back end. Destroyer's teammates are there, and so, of course, he has a little bit of support that could very well work in his favor. But move towards the side of Bootcamp, we are looking at RS, where, of course, we just saw early aggression coming in from the side of N2D towards the side of RS. That is, of course, going to be Redstone PK. They have themselves fanned out for now, and indeed, this could be trouble for the side of Lucifer as well as Fire and Victor.
Well, yes, Lucifer, Fire, those players are going to be out there. N2D, talk about this. Like, in bootcamp, the best part is contestation of the middle building. Because supposedly, if the players are like around one area of the bootcamp, they can look at the whole direction, including the hill. If the players are onto the other side, they can look at the whole direction, including the warehouses. If the players are onto the other side, they can look onto the whole direction, including the river. So, bootcamp's central building kind of gives you a proper 360-degree view. But, if you are looking, your opponents are also looking. So, it again becomes a matter of who takes the shot.
Absolutely. And in that, of course, we see N2D. They know that there is another team right out there, and they are bringing in that early aggression towards the side of Redstone PK. And Lucifer, as we just mentioned, was the first one to get a little bit of damage coming in from the side of Phantom for now. But indeed, when you talk about those first blood, it is N2D that is looking for some blood for now.
Well, N2D definitely out here. And, the reloads and everything coming up. I mean, they do have good stuff for themselves. And right now, they got that first kill in this area, obviously. They got the first kill. And we saw that in the kill feed. But now, RS, the thing about this team is Redstone PK, they can take good fights. But if some team breaks the momentum, things sometimes tend to falter. Well, N2D is getting shot from the hillside, the backside. As you can see, that's where 47 is. And RS Vegeta takes a good advantage, takes down Toxic Whitey. So things are happening good out here.
Well, Well, this is an interesting turn of events where indeed N2D were looking in an advantageous position, but eventually it is Team 47 that has brought that advantage in their control because they are looking on from up north, and that hill advantage that they've got is certainly going to be panning out in favor of RS for now because it is N2D that is going to be in the crosshairs, and in that toxicity has gotten a lot of damage and of course will be reviving himself, but as they do so, as they get themselves set up and acclimated, Team 47 is pushing and rushing.
I mean, that's my question. Does 47 know that there are two teams here, or does 47 seems like it's just one team and they just want to rush? And that's my question, because they did not get any, kill feed instance. They obviously did damage, but they did not take any player. Also, they haven't read the kill feed exactly. They know that Toxic YD did go down, but they don't know if it's in the boot camp or somewhere else by some other team. So that's one of the most important thing. But by the looks of it, RS Fire just rushes in, takes on the N2D Zagan and straight away finishes him. That was a superb rush. Now here's a trade. You took one of ours down, we'll take one of your down.
Exactly, because you talk about Redstone PK, they certainly want to be able to bring this game into their favor and walk away with a lot of points and a lot of kills as well, because you talk about the overall standings, they are not looking too good. So of course we are looking at a situation where 3v3 is what we could probably be looking at if at all N2D stick to this early aggression that they brought towards the side of RS, or they could probably move away from this entire compound altogether itself. But if they do so, they could very well be given away position towards Team 47, and in that PES Momtu once again in early aggression mode taken down the player of the Grounders, and they have confirmed that kill for themselves for now.
They did get first. I mean, we are going to see many of the first kills happening by all the teams here and there. 47, again, 2x official NSC and Sajid is on solo HP. Well, is he still spotted? That's a big question. Yes, he was, as Ghost takes him down, and now they have two potential knocks again. They can, convert them into the kills, and there it is. The first kill coming up for 47's team, and then another one will be just following up. And so now two other players of 2x official NSC, they'll have to see how they can rotate or how they cannot rotate. Look at the way they are just looting over each other. So that's one thing. But the matter is, as I was saying, see, every team's going to open up their bank accounts with the kill department.
Right.
1 kill, 2 kill and everything. But looking at the boot camps area, another kill might as well just be up for the grabs, or something might just happen.
Absolutely, because in the kill feed itself, we just noticed that RS is bringing in that early aggression towards the side of N2D once again, and were able to knock another player, and that was a 3v3 situation in that compound, but that again could very well have converted into a 3v2 situation in favor of Redstone PK for now. But indeed, in that situation, it is an all-out war that is all across the map, and this is PES who is bringing that domination towards the side of Ghost. No, actually, Momtu has been brought down from the side of PES as well.
Look about this. PES needs to get, a hold of this fight right from the start. You saw last game, they were at the second position. This time, they want to go even bigger, even better, right? And that's what they are trying for. But 47, they always have a counter plan, right, against their opponents. That's what they are doing. Obviously, they did lose Khan for 20. But now, talking about all the other players, Nexi, Goose, and all the other players out here, they are looking really good. Well, this for the first time, I'm seeing the Tuk Tuk's skin. This is a Tuk Tuk, and this is the first time I'm seeing a skin on this. And I'm loving it.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just GG coming in from the side of course, PUBG Mobile. And indeed, when you talk about getting those sort of skins, it does bring in a lot of, well, not necessarily advantage, but it's just a lot of, finesse that
you can show off to your opponents.
Exactly.
We'll see, I have this, and you, alright, you have kills. So now talking about all these things, well, RS Vegeta is moving up forward, and now Vegeta also needs to go for a revive, but on to the other side, Bacha is coming up, and the locations are being given, the locations are being compromised. I mean, Bacha can just rush in. He knows the players onto the left-hand side. If he had just, read the area, and now I think he does. But hey! Big brain time!
Wow.
Vegeta takes one down.
That was perfect bait coming in from the side of Redstone indeed, and that was just perfectly played to perfection. And indeed, in that, this is going to be a domination where N2D, they were in control of this compound right off the bat. They were the ones who took the early aggression towards the side of Redstone, but eventually, it is Redstone going to be walking out with a lot of kills in their favor. And in that, Toxicity is left all out by himself. Phantom OP is in the open and will not be able to run away from the situation because Redstone is all out for, and they have confirmed that kill. With that, N2D is the first team to get eliminated and sent back into the lobby.
As of now. And now RS has the whole control of this area. We were talking about it, right? The main building of bootcamp. Previously, N2D was out here.
Yes.
And now RS just swooped the area for themselves. Talking about F4 though, Destroyer, Voltrux, they are looking really good. We're just using the SMGs, Uzi and Vector. They took down one player. So SMG usage in Sanhok, it's a pretty good thing. It kind of, just gives you a hold of your own guns and everything. Plus, now it leaves 2x official tiers with just he's just the last one surviving. And sounds like it. F4 Khan needs that kill as well. He's just, hunting areas and everything. So probably might as well just go for this one.
Absolutely. He can certainly hear that there is certainly somebody in this house, and he's going to be looking out towards the side and towards the back end of the house, where Team F4 is now going to be rushing towards this one man who is just a one-man army. He has that rock in his favor, but of course the F4's fanned out war is going to work out in probably their favor. Destroyer has a lot of damage, but eventually, of course, it was a 2v1 situation that goes in favor of F4.
Well, Destroyer's out here. I mean, he did go down on a low HP, but the thing is, the best part is the team managed to get the best of the fight. But hey, someone has an eye on them. It's Frost Loss. He has the eyes set on the opponents. So now the most important thing that he has to do is, if we just, talk about it, he has to, get the kills. They have the information. See, talking about the fights, we talk about the 4 pillars of the game: landing, looting, rushing, and survival. But talking about the fights, that also has its own set of pillars. You get the information, you use the information, you sometimes exploit the information, and you get kills for your team. That's how it kind of works, right? So you got the information. Now you got to utilize it and exploit it.
Absolutely, that is so true. And in that, talking about the information being shared across the team is going to be the most crucial and essential thing when you start pushing on along into a fight. But again, talking about the kills themselves, we see that Grounders, the team of Grounders, has been sent back into the lobby, all thanks to Freestyle for now. And right next to Freestyle is going to be another team as well. There indeed, PES is also across the chart as well. You talk about Destroyers though, they are in all by themselves and slowly bring in that rotation in favor of themselves. But as they bring that rotation, and if they end up choosing to go down towards the side of boot camp area and Redstone is still there, that could be a bit of a hiccup from the side of Destroyer's rotation for now.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like they are playing it just a bit safe on for themselves. Probably slowly and slowly they'll start picking up the pace. That also depends how they're going to be playing, the other circles when we're coming down. But right now, Query's area sounds like a potential area to stay in and around. But talking about Query, it has those downward sides areas for itself. So if a player or a team, just goes down, they are, prone to getting shots from all the other directions. So talking about Frost, if they have to, just cross the area, suppose a circle goes right. So 47, F4, Frost, these teams will have to cross the area of Query. So in that moment, if they go down onto the other underside of Query, they will be prone of getting shots. So that's the thing that these teams will have to see. And talking about DES, RST, UF, and there are other teams as well that are outside the circle, they have to make sure if they play it by the blue zone or by the white circle, because slowly and slowly blue zone will also start getting more and more damage.
Exactly. And talk about the western side of the map for now, we are looking at TUF making that rotation from Painan, but F4 could very well be contesting that rotation from TUF. But eventually you did hear a few knocks coming in, and that was from PES's early aggression. That is towards the side of H2E from the looks of it, and H2E has gone down. Jigsaw goes down thanks to Freestyle.
Well, as of now, this did just happen. Look at this, Ismail. The grenade was a perfect grenade onto him. Obviously, did not dish out a lot of damage, but a few of it, even if like 10 HP or 20 HP, it kind of just puts up something on your opponent's mind that is like, someone knows my location and might as well just compromise me and my team in this situation. Well, H2E Red onto the other side. The fact is that they have lost one of their teammates, so they kind of will have to see through it, like what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. Right now, H2E again just moving up from one area to the other. All the players, they are trying to find out a good area for themselves, and PES taking fight against FS. FS's first game was not good. They have to change the pace in this one, because now it's 3 games left, including this one, then 2 game, 1 game. So you kind of have to do everything right off this game only.
Absolutely, and that FS is doing to perfection as they just bring out another knock from the side of PES, and Kasuf from PES has been knocked out. And this is, of course, going to get a revival for now. But, of course, Frost is also around the corner as they bring that rotation towards the side of PES. This could be trouble, where indeed PES has already taken a fight towards FS. They know the location of H2E, and Frost also making a rotation could bring up a little bit of trouble from the side of PES for now. In that, we see H2E bringing in knocks towards PES Murtaza, and they are bringing a lot of revenge and rivalry into this fight for now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to tell you once again, top 11 from overall rankings will be qualifying to regional finals. This is one of the most important things. You have to be in top 11, obviously, because, that's where you will be, maintaining your slot for the regional finals, and the regional finals will be starting off from the Wednesday the next week. So you have to be out here, right? You got to show it. But look at Goose. He's not showing himself. He's not giving any information. Lucifer Fire just moving up against him, and he was like, nope, not today. I just want to stay here. I want to be free. And that's where he is. But is he going to do damage? Will the damage be done? That's my question. Vegeta goes down. Fire's out here. But what about Lucifer?
What about Lucifer indeed? Because that is going to be the conversation from Team 47. Is he going to be bringing in that aggression? Right now, of course, there is a Well, again, our Aspire bringing in a perfect rotation for himself and does go backhand, but eventually is called out. And of course, that was just perfect placement of those crosshairs from the side of Team 47 and has been knocked out. Thus remaining only one player from the side of Redstone PK, and that is going to be Lucifer, who has also been knocked out. And with that, this is just perfect control aggression from Team 47. And for the side of Redstone PK, well, bye-bye.
Well, that was a bye-bye. We are down to 10 teams already. About to hit 14-minute marker, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. TUF, F4, 47, Frost, PES, NFP, Zarar, FS, H2E, and DES is out there. And now the circle moves on to the right-hand side of Query, just like we were saying. So the teams onto the left-hand side will have to move again. So they have to see, you know, from where they can move up with their rotations. Now, if we talk about the compounds that are just, you know, up onto the upward side, onto the back side of Lakavi, those are going to be good compounds. So if a team just wants to stay there, that's good. But look at the cluster around Query. I don't think so. A few teams might not survive this circle as well.
Absolutely, because again, so many teams are clustered in towards this area. This is going to be trouble too, as they try and bring that rotation in their favor, because the circle is certainly moving on down towards the eastern side. But with that, TUF, Edgar bringing in destruction towards F4, and F4 has been brought down to a 3-man army for now, as TUF bring that early aggression towards this side. But TUF, this is going to be trouble, because they do not know Wolverine has grenade already set up, but that grenade was just a bit too late, as they had already made that rotation on towards the left-hand side. And with that, TUF will be walking away with 1 kill confirmed and will be looking good with their rotation.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. But, you know, just as we were seeing about the players, just, you know, moving forward, still, every fight is happening out here. That's outside the circle. That's the most important and the crucial thing that all these players, all these teams have to look around. And look about Freestyle. They have changed their game completely. Previously, they did not have any kill. They were the first team to get eliminated. Now they are starting on numbers.
Absolutely. They still are a 4-man strong team. And with that, of course, TUF, not that far behind, is making that rotation in towards the circle itself. You talk about Zarar. We have not seen them in the kill feed at all because of the rotation that they've made. They have no team to contest against as of now. And with that, Frost also bringing in knocks towards the side of PES, which is looking perfect, because Frost is another team that is, of course, needing these kill points as well as placement points to be able to step into those top 11.
Well, yes, that is one thing for sure. But onto the other side, it's this dip that I was calling about, right? The Query's dip. This kind of is a dip of death, if you will. But I want to see who comes out alive from this one. But well, for that, you know, the zone rotation, the zone movement is going to be another crucial thing, another crucial factor. Right now, you can see Frost, Maxima just trying to spot down the players. Obviously, all those teams who have all the 4 players surviving, those teams can go long. The perfect example is F4 in the previous game. All the 4 players were surviving. And, you know, that just rules out for one thing, and that is all 4 brains are at work in the game of the zone. So that's one thing. But PES, Kashuv needed a revival, but that did not happen in time. Ismail and Mumtu, well, they are stuck. Oh!
Wow. What a
now they are
perfect
stuck
nade.
for sure.
Now they're certainly stuck. They will not be walking away or even crawling away from that hill, because Momtu is the only man alive right now, and Momtu's information already. Frost has been looking their crosshairs towards the side of PES. They have been able to knock out 2 of those players and confirm those kills for themselves, and now they know that there is just one more player remaining, and for that, Frost Reaper is the one pushing on forth to get that early aggression and get that early information as to where exactly is this lad. And with that, a perfectly timed nade could very well be troublesome for the side of PES Momtu, as he is looking into a little bit of shack. Will that grenade go inside? Yes, it certainly will. And with that, a little bit of damage will, of course, be given away from the side of PS Momtu, but Momtu is going to walk out of there, because he knows if he stays in there, that will turn into his coffin. But with that, he walks away and walks out with the aggression, and Reaper, getting that early information, has not been able to capitalize on it, has been knocked out. This is Momtu's early aggression that was just capitalized by the side of NFP, who were coming in from the back end and have brought down PES and sent them back into the lobby.
Blotter, who would have thought from the other side, and he was also looking forward to this fight in a really good fashion. Now, Frost, now this might be one thing that Sky Ash is looking forward to. All those players, and now they want to bite those players as well. Look at him being a snake, just slithering his way, and he spots down 1. 4 times being used to perfection. The spray continues, and it takes down 1. The finish comes out around as well. 3 kills, already the domination, and now he's like, well, I got something for you, and that is the bullets.
Well, indeed. Bullets being sprayed all across to perfection from Ash, and they have 3 kills. This team has 3 kills, and it is all thanks to, of course, Ash right now. now with his perfect placement of those crosshairs. But eventually, in that, now they've got PESN back into the lobby. Now they have their working towards, well, Frost, because they know Frost is near to that compound and they will not let that team run away. Again, they are very, very close to the circle as of now, and Frost, they can fight from F4 on the other side as well. Frost is caught out. One side is NFP and the other side is going to be F4 gunning for them.
Well, Zarar Zalim does take down TUF. And I mean, TUF ESP also goes down by Zarar Med. But Zarar Zalim from TUF thought he does good on the trades, are coming in slowly and steadily. So that just means, Zarar Zalim was looking like a really good team. But somehow they are being shut down slowly and steadily. But so is the case for TUF as well. Meanwhile, NFP's players, all the 4 players are still surviving. We talked about the 3 kills that Sky Ash has. But is the circle going to be their friend? And that's one of the most important questions. 4th zone is going to be coming up slowly and steadily. We are down to 9 teams, 29 players alive. Almost hitting the 19-minute marker. So somehow this Sanhok is just a bit slow as compared to the previous Erangel, but it's good that it's slow. That just gives, teams a lot of time to think about the stuff.
Absolutely. And with that conversation, of course, Ocean, you had mentioned that what will be that team that will be stuck in that quarry dip, and it is Team F4 that has that crosshairs towards the side of Team 47, and Team 47 is the one that is stuck in that quarry ditch, and that is going to be troublesome because F4 have the compound, they've got the upper hand advantage, and they also have information down towards Frost as well as the side of NFP. Now, NFP looking towards the compound of F4 are probably going to try and get that, but eventually that is not the way that is going to work out, because this is just domination from all around the area into the circle as we push along. The team of NFP, of course, looking very confident for now, of course, because they have all 4 players alive, but F4 is not going to allow Team 47 to walk out from this probably.
I mean, that is one of the most troubling things right now for 47. If 47 knocks down one player, that's going to be Wolverine. If Wolverine goes down, that's going to be something that changes the game. But no, Voltrix takes down Goose. Now, Pharaoh has a good off angle. Still, 2 players can take the game, and he did spot down Khan. Did try to take him down, and again, he can just go for the shots. But no, Khan makes it to safety. Wolverine, now, the location has been compromised for Pharaoh. Goose is low on HP. Will he get a revival? That's going to be one of the most important questions. But no, Goose goes down as well. And NFP Sky Deadshot goes down by Frost Walker. So Frost are taking a fight against NFP. And here you can see 47 and F4. So it's going to be a brutal affair between both the teams. Meanwhile, Circle has its own game to play, and the zone is going to move away from the teams probably.
Absolutely, and with that, the only team that is in the circle is going to be FS, that is freestyle. But in this right now, of course, NFP's early aggression that was brought in from the side of Ash has then brought down, because it is, of course, Frost that were in control. And with this is going to be, well, bye-bye to the side of Team Frost. They were holding on to that small little compound for the longest time, and in that conversation you move towards Team F4 and Team 47. Team 47 have brought down another, well, rather F4 have brought down another player of Team 47, and with that, Pharaoh is the only man surviving. He did bring in an off angle and wanted to work that charm in his favor, into his team's favor, but eventually was not able to do so, and now it is going to be time for F4 to start running as well. And along with that, they could probably be looking on to gunning down Team F4's player as well, because they are working towards the right hand side, and they know that there is one player over there.
So 2 shots did connect on Jelani.
Yes.
That was one thing. And Jelani, now he knows that his location is compromised, so he just rushes backwards. That's one thing. And that just, happened. And now H2A is moving forward. They have to. 5th zone's coming. 5th zone's damage is what, like 1.2 of your health. So, it's going to be a bit brutal on the players. Obviously, you can't put up your first aids, but if you're using first aids while moving, there's a risk as well. So you have to be inside the circle as soon as you can. But the zones are being taken and gatekeeped by your opponents. Meanwhile, look at Zarar Zigzag. He's really close. He might as well take down one player. Oh, he gets spotted. Whoa, that was a good jump shot. Like some sort of a superhero landing just happened, and it took down one player.
Wow, that was Destroyer's side. That was just played to perfection. And in that, of course, Zarar has just been dominating this one again. And this is Daddy Corey just bringing domination towards the side of Professor and Myth. And Zarar is not looking good once again in this map of Sanhok.
So my question to audience is this Daddy Kari the person that I think it is? Because I still know there's a guy known as Kari Sahab in Pakistan, PUBG Mobile Esports region. So is this the same player? I don't know if it is or not, but you guys just can spam it out in the comment section down below in the chat section though. But Zarar Professor, he's really close to the circle as well, so he cannot move in. If he moves in, his location is compromised. That's one thing. Zarar Myth is onto the back and side, but a good grenade might as well take down Professor. Oh, he's barely surviving. He will be putting up another first hit, but the grenades are not stopping. Professor puts up a first hit again, goes down by the damage, and now will the third time be a charm? Alright, the Molly just went somewhere else though. Wilgax is onto the back and side Destroyers. They are looking really good, but the thing still continues. How long can Professor be alive? Because now the circle is going to... And another grenade to do the damage on him. But he's still surviving. This guy is somehow grenade-proof as of now.
Well, Professor's calculation in this scenario has been just spot on every single time, with the grenades being popped in. Along with that, of course, the medkit being utilized. And in that situation, Zerar Meth, who is looking really comfortable, has been brought down from the side of Destroyer Zerar. And well, GG's indeed. It is probably going to be Professor, but for how long is he going to be able to sustain this amazing amount of damage that, of course, sixth zone is going to be bringing to him, and in that doing so, he is going to be knocked off back into the lobby, and that is Zerar gone into the lobby. Yes.
Yeah, we are down to 5 teams, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and now 14 players are live. 23 minutes, almost 24-minute marker about to be in the game. And DSM, well, if you could grenade onto your opponents can grenade you back as well. FS Vegeta. Now FS is looking brilliant. Look at this, 10 kills by this team, and they're not stopping. They know they can get those kills, but they don't have to be greedy. That's one thing for sure. That's what they are doing, not, calculating everything into the best ways. That's what this team is doing right now. And FS is looking good, but respect goes down as Daddy Kari does take down one. These are 2 players surviving from Destroyer. Wilgax, the smoke cloud is going to help him for sure, but if someone just comes his way, he can take down one player for sure.
Absolutely. This is just Destroyer against TUF, and of course we have Freestyle as well. Freestyle have had this zone working in their favor for the longest time, but TUF Edgo has the information towards the side of FS, and this could be trouble because FS has lost one player and they have Tyrant knocked out as well, and TUF slowly bringing that domination towards the side of FS. Now in this situation, of course, it is 8 players alive and in 2-1, and now the circle pushes on along once again.
As of now, the players, yes, the circle slowly and steadily is pushing on along their side. And talking about this FS, slowly and steadily they are reduced to 2 men. One needs up a revive. That's going to be one of the tricky things. But hey, Ollie, he got spotted down as well. He knows that he has to be safe, and also he has to go to his teammate who is just bleeding out right now because the clock is ticking. But on to the other side, Daddy Kari, he took down one. That was brilliant. The way the spray just went down, and he has spotted another player outside the circle. Oh, the damage has been done. The damage has been done. Daddy Kari is the last one surviving. Wilgax onto the other side needs a revival, and he will give a revive. This was a brilliant save, brilliant fights taken. Amazing.
Amazing play coming in from the side of course, Daddy Kari right here for the, of course, clan of Destroyer Esports. They are bringing that perfect domination. TUF, they have 3 players, but Edgar is so far away out in the open. He's probably not going to get a revival as of now. And talk about Freestyle. Freestyle also loses both of their players thanks to, of course, Daddy Kari once again. No question about it. Absolutely correct, you are Ocean. But in that conversation, of course, Daddy Kari is the one who's standing out for the team of Destroyer. But eventually, this is going to be now Freestyle gone. Only 2 teams remain. 5 players alive. Daddy Kari has Wilgax alongside him. But for the side of TUF, it's only Thor.
Oh, both of the players have spotted each other and they know where they are. This might be a mistake waiting in the open, but no, that was a bait, a brilliant bait coming down. DES, Destroyer, destroys the lobby in a perfect fashion.
What a play that was. I mean, again, Daddy Kari, you are the legend in this game today. No question about it. There are going to be a lot of eyes and a lot of sights towards your gameplay. No question. But GG play. Congratulations. And in that, I mean, Freestyle had control of that final circle for the longest time, but eventually they were rushed out of there.
So my question is going to be, they're at the 20th position right now.
Right.
11 teams have to qualify for the finals.
Yes.
The next 2 games, they have to do even better if they want to qualify. Because, you know, it's important. Top 11 is where you have to be. I would love to see where the point difference will be. But, you know, let's have a look at the MVP first.
Absolutely. Let's move on to the most valuable player from this game. And in that, of course, you have so many players who are going to be contesting for this situation. But indeed, you cannot get your eyes away from the sight of Daddy Kari.
Yeah, Daddy Kari did incredibly good. 876 damage, 25 minutes. Obviously, that's how long the game was. 2 assists coming down. I don't know. I think the team had 9 kills.
Right.
So 7 kills from this one individual player and 2 assists. That means obviously 9. That was his 100% kind of contribution. This one. That's brilliant.
That is, of course, absolutely perfect play coming in from the side of Destroyer, and exactly the time that they needed to do so. In that, of course, you move the conversation towards the top players. The top players will, of course, see Daddy Kari once again with 876 damage and 7 kills, followed by FS's
Vegeta, that's good. Vegeta Ali was the next one to, just get it on 4 kills. Sky Ash, we know that this guy was brilliant for sure, and FS respect. So FS had a really good game in this one. Somehow they turned the tables from the previous game to this game, and that will be showcasing in the ranking as well. 11 kills by the team, that's good.
That is really good. 21 points to this team, and Destroyer taken and walking away with 24 points and 9 kills in total. Team TUF with 17 points, looking pretty neat as you move on along. Team Grounder not able to showcase that mark. PUBG Esports not able to dominate. The RAR caught off guard. Team Frost were looking pretty okay as well, but eventually they were not able to capitalize on the situation that they were stuck in.
Yeah, that's true. Talking about N2D, the Grounders 2x official NSE. You remember N2D's fight against RS in bootcamp?
Right.
I can bet you that is going to make a really good Oppo moment for sure. Because that's where I remember the fight started. And exactly this is what I was talking about. That's how the fight just started. And this was a trade by Lucifer. But then moving up forward, talking about the Circle played its own game and players as well. 2x officials players did go down. So 47 also had a really good game in this particular one.
Absolutely, but PES, their rotation kind of went sideways for them. And indeed, when you talk about RS, the Redstone PK team that we saw initially, this was just perfect baiting play coming in from the side of Redstone. And in that doing so, they were able to knock that team of N2D back into the lobby, even though N2D was the first aggressing team to the side of Redstone.
Yeah, that is true. But now on to the other directions. As you can see, if we talk about the players, H2E was looking really decent with their, placements at some particular stages. But Redstone, well, this backstab, it sounded like it would work, but then the player that was, just down, that kind of just took the game away. TUF was also a really tough team as per se, if we just want to talk about this one. I don't know. Erangel was a faster map, Sanhok was a slower map.
Right.
I bet what Miramar has in store for us, because first things first, that's even bigger, and second thing, that's going to be the second last match, and obviously the last Miramar that we'll see for this one.
Absolutely, and of course these teams are, the way that they've been playing right now is absolute domination right off the bat of the game itself. But eventually, when you talk about the map of Miramar, it is still now, of course, going to be a conversation for perhaps the chat to answer. Which team would you guys want to see climb all the way to the top and get themselves that chicken dinner, but move along the conversation towards Destroyer? Just perfect play from this team.
This is how, the game was just moving up forward. Hammer did go down as FSS players were out there. And Daddy Kari, he did try and take those players onto his own self. And that was just brilliant the way the player was playing. He knew someone was coming from outside the circle. He had to take that shot, even though his health was just going down by the circle. But still, he was like, he wanted to over-aggress. And this was the ending of the game, the way it happened. So some brilliant gameplays did come out of this particular map. But, we might just see even better in the next one.
Absolutely, what a wonderful play this was. But talking about the wonderful plays do result in your overall ranking moving up along as well. And in that, we are looking at PUBG Esports being brought down, but Team F4 moving up.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to see if Portal or F4 can, topple down Magnus, because they are not playing. Still, they are at the top.
Right.
North Esports, probably the next match, Portal might just, topple them, because 135, 133, that's one thing. Esports Nation, they haven't played as of now. Star Ops, they are not playing as of now. But moving forward, I want to see 11 and 12 difference. 91. 89. So Freestyle is playing. Team GHAZI, they are not playing next. Obviously, they are not playing the matches. So if Freestyle topples them, they might as well just contest, because we have 11 teams that are moving for regional finals now.
Absolutely, and in that, of course, Freestyle has been looking really good with their plays, and they could very well do so by bringing themselves up in this final, second last game basically. And in that, talk about Zarar, they need to do better. They can do better is what I would say. They certainly have the skill. They certainly have the gameplay knowledge as well. They have the synergy as well. It's just being able to capitalize into the situations, and hopefully the next game will be working in their favor.
Probably, that is true. But on to their side, as you can see, Lost Esports, Hellraise is these teams have had their gameplays yesterday. It's official. They have to do. All these teams, the ones that are playing 47X, Destroyer, Frost, Destroyer, they are at 20, right? So these teams need 2 chicken dinners. Other teams, Destroyer might need 1, another chicken dinner with good kills, and they might as well just qualify. So it's up to this one if you want to.
Absolutely, and talk about that 22nd position holder to ex-official. They could very well do so as well, because they have what it takes to be able to showcase that. But talk about Redstone PK.
Yeah.
They have moved up in terms of their gameplay, but were not able to capitalize on any of those points thus far, and this is going to seem like the end of that journey. Even though they have still 2 games remaining, it could be troublesome.
But it was a bit too late, don't you think? Obviously,
Right.
because last day, second last day, when you're, just moving up forward, it should not be like that.
Right.
If you want to, just move up into the sides of the gameplay, you should have started from day one. See, if you're hustling from day one, that's where you start showing your results, and your results just, compensate on the scoreboard as well. That's your report card of everything.
Absolutely, and that is going to have to start off from day one till the end, because again, right now we're only going to be looking at top 11, but that does not mean that the journey ends there. We are going to be moving on from here into the groups themselves, and that is where things are going to change, because the regional finals will of course showcase that much more approach from you guys. But nevertheless, we are right now going to go on a very, very short break, after which of course is going to be the map of Miramar.
Because you're everything I need.
Hello and welcome back once again to PUBG Mobile Club Open. This is the Pakistan region, day number 6 that we're already on, and this is the final day when it comes to the group stages, because after this, only 11 teams will move on into the regional final itself. And along with that, of course, it is big thanks to Renault 5 Pro. Of course, Ocean, it has been wonderful, wonderful games thus far.
Yeah.
But now we move on to the map of Miramar.
I had to remove my blazer because the heat is increasing in
on
the lands of Miramar and in the game for sure. So I just had to, be with the vibe for this one. And we'll be, heading into the game really soon. But I want to see what the teams at the lower side do, because you can't actually, say that they are out of the question, because one good chicken for, destroyers actually put them on 20th. Two can get them to 13th or something, and the next one, if they have a good game, it might just be their day.
Exactly. I mean, again, 2 games remain, and 2 games is all, rather 1 game is all that you need to actually be able to move up the ladder. But in that doing so, you have to genuinely just showcase that wonderful plays, and in that we have been showcasing, or rather we have been witnessing that from all of these players, and wonderful, wonderful teams. I mean, PES has been on point throughout. Zarar is looking A-okay, but hopefully, once again, I mean, you talk about the game is live and the flight path is on our screens.
Let's talk about this one. Right from the backsides of El Azhar to Los Higos, Los Leones, La Benda, Minas Generales, Impala, Graveyard, Pecado, good areas, Puerto Palacio, Val del Mar, Minas del Val. Like, these are some decent good areas in the vicinity of the flight path. But let's talk about El Pozo for a while, right? So, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of teams might just go to Los Leones just because of the fact that it's a bigger area. They might just think that they might get a lot of kills, but that's still a thing to see. Right now you can see TG and NFP just going up north. One team would drop down to El Azhar probably, or if that does not happen, then there might be fights at Tierra Bronca.
Absolutely, and with that, of course, talk about TG, that is moving on towards Cruz Daravel. Vale, this, again, I mean, the Team Grounders, the day has not been in their favor thus far. Even though they did showcase some wonderful plays, brought in 2 back-to-back chicken dinners, has not happened thus far at all, apart from this team showcasing that. Today has just not been their day, but again, maybe now they could showcase that. In that doing so, they will of course be looking very confident for that top 11 spot into the regional finals. But moving along that conversation towards the side of course FS Freestyle, in the previous game they were in the perfect area for that final circle, but were just not able to contest against the side of Destroyers. Talking about Destroyers, they are moving south of Los Leones with Frost Clouds from the looks of it, and there could be where we should probably see the first contestations and first fights.
I mean, Troubles might just, end around onto those areas as we're just seeing. But look at H2E. They want to play just a bit cool. They want to play just, in a normal stash. They don't want to overstress onto themselves. So they are dropping down really low. But right now you can see RS, N2D, PES in the house of Pecado. No one would have thought of it, and the early contestation have started. N2D knows, see, they haven't been a part of the fight yet, but they knows the gunshots were close. They read the kill feed. They know both the teams that are out here, so they might just, love to contest or might just love to seal the kill.
Absolutely, or they could just wait and bring in that third-party wonderfulness for themselves and break down PES as well as RS's momentum right off the bat in the starting few minutes of the game itself. But with that, of course, RS Fire taking a knock for the side of Kasuf of PES, and PES Momtu right here on our screens is well busy looting.
Well, as of now, I mean, obviously you need it, right?
Yep.
Right off the bat. But you got to save your teammate as well. And I think Murtaza is out here, so that's going to be one good thing. But Snow needs a revive, and no one's reviving Snow right now. They should just open the door for Snow to come in, and then they might, now they did. Now they might just go for a revive. But look at Toxiware just, trying to spot the areas. Vegeta has a good off angle. Somehow what I feel is RS can sandwich these 2 players of PES, Ismail and Momtu, given the fact that might just happen. But hey, Snow, the revive did not arrive. In fact, Lucifer did get a lot of damage on him, and now the molly is going out. I mean, is it like properly cooked or something? How are they going to throw it, given the fact that Lucifer is on to the other side of that
of the house, basically.
The wall,
yes.
Yeah,
and right now, again, I mean, when you talk about Molotov being used, it is about using the area, or rather controlling the area. And in that doing so, Lucifer has given away the information, and now, of course, the molly will come in. But what exactly is Murtaza planning on doing with this? Because that seems to be going up. Nope, it is certainly going on to the right. Perfect placement of that molly, and that is, of course, going to reveal Lucifer, and he has to now bring himself out in the open.
So now the thing is about RS, and that is they are down to 3-man squad. The first blood already happened out here. So that's something. And now Murtaza just moving on right onto the back end sides, just trying to spot down the player. And obviously, he wants to aggress. By the looks of him, he wants to aggress. He wants those skill points. He knows that his team, because for the teams that have already qualified, it's a matter of money.
Right.
You get the bragging rights. Obviously, you're qualified for the finals, but you need, the amount as well. You need it in the best ways. First, second, third, that's going to be the later stuff, right? But 17 to 32 has one amount, and then talking about the other ones, those have the other amount. So it's kind of a matter of money as well. And if you start right off the bat, you have to aggress and showcase in your mind, in your mentality that yes, we are ready even for the finals.
Absolutely, and in that, PES is in domination. RS being sent back into the lobby from the looks of it. It is just one player remaining from the side of Redstone PK, and for that one lad, which was Vegeta, he is in the outskirts. No, he is not. Redstone has been eliminated and is going to now move into the lobby right off the bat in the first 5 minutes of this second last game. In that now, we have this compound that will be contested between PES and N2D. N2D have been very, very quiet thus far, but this could all very well change because Badshah and Toxicity seems like they are interested in taking a fight against the likes of Kasuf as well as Murtaza. Right now, we can see that on the back end from that house, N2D have built up an aggressive push, but how exactly is this going to fizzle out? Because again, PES is very, very quiet. There are no audio cues being given away, and therefore N2D, as they move along, will be giving away a lot of cues, and that could very well be a situation that PES could capitalize on. Well, for now, we are just looking at N2D slowly and steadily from one floor to the other, trying to clear out the entirety of this building.
Probably, yes, that is true. But, well, still, we have to look forward to see how and when will more and more fights just aggress slowly and steadily as it is happening. But right now, talking about PES, right? They thought that they won this fight, but there was another bigger threat just coming right next to them. And talking about N2D, the 3-1 split, it's good, given the fact that, the one player that's on to the other side, that's Badshah, he should not go down. If he goes down, the momentum breaks for the team. And for that, Zagan is moving up forward. So right from the first and the second game, the first fight, whenever and wherever it happened, N2D was somehow a part of it.
Right.
And this time again, N2D is just in the nick of the area where the fight of Miramar is happening and it's starting. So far it just seems that Picaro is where not one but two teams might just go down.
Absolutely. From the looks of it, this could very well be the contestation of the game. This is, of course, big names that are going to be grinding against each other. N2D needs those points. PES is here for the bragging rights. Of course, they have been qualified, but they want to be able to get a lot more control of that leaderboard. In doing so, they need to be bringing in kills, and they are on top of that because they are the only ones who have gotten 4 points as of now in this entire lobby. And with that, N2D slowly keeping their crosshairs moving along, trying to get the information as to where exactly are PES players separated and segregated. They did actually get a little bit of information on the other side of the road, but have not been able to get anything apart from that. And Zagan right here was very close to Kasuf, but Kasuf's positioning are his spider senses tingling right now? That's my question. As soon as he goes really close to his opponents, is he feeling the heat out there? That's the most important thing, right? Because he knows someone's out here around some corner, and that's why he, just goes on to left and right. He knows there's an itch inside of him to take down at least one player, and that's one thing that is just, keeping him as of now into this area. Zagan, what are the calls right now? Should I move in? Is there someone, are you seeing someone? And I think, now he knows. Look at that, Kashu. Brilliantly, he saves himself somehow, and he will, reunite with his teammates and Zagan. Oh, it was a laugh on his face as the opponent just rushed down and is safe as of now. But for how long is he safe? That's the most important thing. That is the thing to think about. Who's going to take his skill, or is he going to take someone else's skill? Whose bullet has whose name? That is something that we'll be finding out about right now. Absolutely. And in that, N2D have now gotten the information that, yep, there was a player, but has been left, or rather building has been, abandoned from that player. And now N2D are, again, at a lack of information. They do not know where did PES players go. They know there are players around, but PES is so very quiet. So very quiet. They are not moving whatsoever at all. And N2D, since the past 3 minutes, have been roaming around quite a lot. And Zagan, once again, was so close to the player of PES, Murtaza, but they are just not wanting to take this fight from the looks of it.
I mean, they don't want to lose anything in this one.
Yep, that is true. That is so very true. And with that, they have gotten themselves in the crosshairs of Murtaza, who was very quiet, but now has just decided to push along and has converted that into another kill for the team.
You can see the crate shining out around in that area. Murtaza, he knowingly or unknowingly did not want it to happen in this way, but well, it happened in his favor. That's a good thing for him. But now the circle's gonna, just move along with the rhythm of the game, as we would just love to see. And the circle has Picaro in its center line. That's a really good thing. But right now, as you can see, he's Toxic White. He's also trying to take down at least one player. Murtaza is onto the other side as well, and he enjoyed one kill, but can he enjoy more? That's the thing. And this time, if you spot someone, you would love to take him down. But whoa! Murtaza takes down one more, but he goes down by Bacha, and Bacha would love to finish the job right now. Has 7 bullets, goes on the reload, has to rush out, does that perfectly, has to stay quiet onto himself. Kashif is moving up forward as he knows that's where these other players are. This might be a squad vibe happening by Kashif if he moves forward, because he has a backup. But talk about backup, he spots another one, takes him down. Now this might just be the end that Kashif wanted. All right, the finishes are arriving. 8 perfect kills coming for PES. They wiped down 2 squads in Picaro.
What a massive play this is turning out to be in the favor of PES indeed. In that doing so, they have contested this area in their favor, and they have also knocked down 2 teams and sent them back into the lobby, starting off with RS and now, of course, the second team itself, N2D. Not looking good from previous game. Moving on to this game, drop locations just not working in their favor. But move that conversation along towards the side of F4 players. They seem to be in the open right now. We're looking at Voltrix, and he is wanting to take a fight against the side of, well, 2x.
You can see the kill feed. NFP is taking down TG somehow, and TG, I guess, if I'm not wrong, they're reduced to just, what, 1 man or something? I don't know. We'll have to see what TG and how the fights were happening against TG and NFP. That's one thing. But F4 and 2X official NSE, this is something. Well, Zerar Professor goes down, and TG's last player... No, alright, so they still have someone just surviving out there, but F4 Voltruck takes down 1 player. But still, Rush in the open area, I don't know. Like, that's kind of a gamble that they will still have to play.
Exactly, and that's the reason why we see Voltrix right here roaming around slowly and steadily. But in that, F4's other players have the vehicle and have rushed the compound. They have one knock towards the side of 2x, who will, of course, probably be able to get a revival. But right now, this is the conversation as to who exactly is going to be able to topple along the side of 2x. It is going to be F4 or 2x. It is 2x bringing another knock for the side of F4. F4 Destroyer is down, so this is a 3v3 situation as of now, if the player has not been revived from the side of 2x.
All right, well, you can see so many, throwables are also being used, but nobody was out there. I mean, they were just trying to, bait out the players, push out the players, and all those things were happening. But F4 Khan was a bit of an over-aggressive stance. Khan goes down. Voltrex, Wolverine, they have to do something. They have to, avenge either the teammate or something. The points are needed. The points are important. And right now, as you can see, 2x official, they are just out there, and F4 decides to just move away. Probably right now, points are important. The survival as well. But that's one of the other things. Meanwhile, DES Hammer goes down, as we were just able to see in the kill feed. And right now, 2x official, they save 1 player, and they did damage on F4. That's what I was saying. The aggression in these open areas, it sometimes backfires, and it did backfire on F4.
Absolutely. I mean, Voltrix was able to knock down that player from the side, but eventually, again, the push that was brought on along from the side of F4's player did not result in the capitalization that they would have probably expected from that early aggression and push, because, again, there were no utilities being utilized. It was just an all-out clean push, but that clean push from the side of F4 has resulted in them losing 2 players for now. And now F4 is walking back away and going to probably just get information as and when they can, and doing so is, well, a pretty good decision actually, because they need to survive. They need to be looking forward to getting more placement points as well as a few kills if they can in the process.
Well, that is right. And now F4, I mean, just as we were seeing and saying, about this team, the aggression and all. So the first game was really good, and they wanted to continue that, obviously, with each and every game. And you know how important it is. And now Circle moving on to the sides of Picaro. That's really good. 47 has a really good area for the Circle. TUF as well. DES. So now DS wants to play with the Circle right around the corners of the Circle, and that also, is going to help them really good. But talk about TG Crisis. He's the last one surviving. Has to play it really passively right now, because he cannot just aggress rest. A solo man, there's no knocks. You just get confirmed and you're out of the lobby. You miss on the points as well, which would have been yours. So a solo person, I want to see what Crisis does and how does he take an entry inside the circle.
Exactly. For now, he's the only man surviving for the team of the Grounders, and he is going to have to take a very, very passive approach indeed. But talking about the conversation regarding the circle itself, all the teams pretty much are very, very close to the circle, and this is going to be working in their favor, of course. But that also is going to be working in our favor, because we are probably going to be looking at a lot of fights that will be contested alongside the side of 47, Team 47, FS and H2E, as they are getting themselves clustered in that south region of Picado. And in that, PES is looking very dominating because they have had a lot of kills in that region. They have control of that area, and that could very well be working in their favor. For now, we see H2E slowly making that rotation, coming in towards the circle itself, and this is RT right now, and they are looking, again, I mean, very, very comfortable approach because they have a decent amount of loot for all the players. They all have their individual vehicles, all 4 members alive, no kills thus far because there has been no contestation of any area from their side or any other team in front of them.
Well, that is true. But now talking about H2E, furthermore, I thought, how did the vehicle just get out and get inside this area? Then I saw the previous area, onto the back end side. So Team Frost, so it's something about all these players like this as well, right? You need to save your utilities, you need to save your vehicles as well in Miramar, because those are the most important things. And given the fact about Miramar, when we talk about and when we say that vehicles are important, because in the later stages, you can see the ridges, right?
Yes.
You don't want to move on foot in these ridges because the sprays with the plays are really accurate. The players can use really accurate sprays on you, and you won't be getting a chance because you're just running in the open. If it's not one player, the other one, the third parties and everything. Everyone wants your kill. You got to understand that. It's not just you are taking a 1v1 fight or 1v2 fight or something. You're taking 1v60 sometimes because
Exactly.
4 players are yours and the other teams. So you have to look forward of the things that can be on you. So vehicles are the most important thing in Miramar, but sometimes vehicles can even break your game if your vehicle gets stuck somewhere.
Exactly. Or if you're roaming around with a destroyed vehicle, well, then again, that is going to be troublesome for you because that vehicle destroyed will result in your demise. But eventually, again, we're looking at the open pushes and open circle. This is where 2X has been caught out in the open, and FS, Freestyle, seems to be the one in control of this perfect aggression where 2X's player has no backup. There is Kratos, of course, in the back ends, but Kratos will probably not be able to help as 2X's tier is out in the open for now.
We'll talk about the fact that, once again, about 2X official NSC, they have to take down the players that are right next to them. Plus, they have to take the fight against the circle as well. 34 seconds, 4th zone's coming. And after that, the circle's going to be moving up again forward. Well, FS, if we're just talking about the players, FS, they have a good area for themselves. But still, the worst part is they are stuck around in that pit. You can call it a pit right now.
Yep.
I mean, pit is good for your covers. But grenades and all, yeah, they sometimes, destroy yourself.
Absolutely, they certainly do, and with that, FS Respect right there going to be getting himself a medkit and sorting himself out with the health situation that he was troubled with, but eventually 2X will also be working out and getting this revival done. With that, they will be moving along and not walking away with 1 player loss, and that is looking perfect. This is now the circle pushing on along. 2X have the revival. They have a perfect utilization of this buggy working in their favor, and that is going to be GG's indeed as they walk away or run away from this situation as of now. And in that, we have FS standing out here who were looking to get some points as they brought on that early aggression but have not been able to do so. On the other side though, behind them, F4 has been able to get the information from the side of FS Respect and the others, and so therefore FS is stuck. F4 is slowly going to now move along, but keeping in mind F4 only has 2 players, that is going to be Wolverine and Voltrux. They probably will want to have a passive approach throughout this push.
Yeah, I mean, they would want to have that push in a really good way. But talk about H2E, they have a good area for themselves inside the circle. TG Crisis is still moving from, outskirts of the zone. F4, those 2 players, just like you said, taking fight against FS, that's one thing. DES has to get inside the circle, and they are trying to get from Picaro, which is a really bold move, given the fact, obviously, no one knows if there's a team in Picaro. We know it because we don't see any team. But DES is moving up forward. It just shows one thing, that they won't shy away from a fight if a fight just comes to that. They want to carry on the momentum of the previous game. But NFP and TUF, well, they might just fight each other because right in front of them, it's a proper open land. And so if you spot someone, you would want to take him down somehow.
Absolutely. I mean, the only defense that you have that is going to be TUF and NFP, they will have ridges working in their favor or against their favor. In that, again, we move on towards the south. You look at 2x Kratos, they have made a very big rotation and now moving down towards the side of TUF. And if TUF is prepped and ready, that could be, well, proper crate destruction for 2x, because they're only 2-man strong as of now. And same, talking about 2-man strong, we're looking at F4 and FS once again, where indeed FS knows that they have a team behind them and they are trying to just gatekeep this situation in their favor. The conversation, with that 2x gets eliminated. The big rotation that they did try and do perhaps was caught off guard from the side of either TUF or other. That we'll have to wait and see. But right now, talking about Zulkar right here, utilizing all the utilities that he possibly can and trying to bait out the players of course, F4.
That's true. But now if we just talk about F4, you saw Voltrex and Wolverine onto one side, and they still have to take this fight. I mean, the Circle's coming up, and Circle will be moving away from them. So right now, I don't know if they want to take the kill points of the play. Like, how are they planning? Fortunately, Circle is not far away from them, so that they can move. Grounders, meanwhile, they get eliminated. Crisis was the last one surviving. He goes down. Team TUF is outside the circle. You can see the green marker on the players. F4 is the only team with 2 players surviving. Freestyle, NFP, Portly Sports are the ones with 3 players. Meanwhile, every other team has all the 4 players, but NFP Sky Kian goes down as well. That means pressure once again starts lying on the shoulders of NFP.
Absolutely, and in this situation where F4 and FS are trying to contest each other for the longest time, they are just stuck because of those ridges. They will not be wanting to push along or give the information away, neither F4 nor with the other team, of course. And take that conversation towards the side of Team 47 out in the open. Once again caught off guard, and that is going to be a lot of trouble from Ghost. That is going to be bringing domination towards Frost's player. Frost also out in the open were looking pretty strong with 4-man army that has now been knocked down to 3-man.
All right, let's talk about a few things, right? In the map of Miramar and also these circles, you can see a few ridges, obviously, helping down the players if they don't want the fights. But then the thing is, everything comes down to how much of the peak can you give against your opponent. See, right now, if you talk about Pharaoh as an example, his helmet is good, but his vest is kind of shaky, just a bit on the red side. So if you peek once, and if someone shoots you, and if you peek twice, again someone shoots you and all, your utilities are getting wasted slowly and steadily. So in these circles, like 5th circle, 6th circle, you should not let your utilities go to a waste. If your helmet is down and you want to rush, or your team wants to rush, you will have to think about it. You'll be having second thoughts. So those things kind of just can be really, really bad for you. Plus, if sometimes your helmet, your helmet stays intact, but your helmet is damaged, that means your health is also down. You got to be using your first aids and all, which might be crucial for the later stages. So you got to plan everything out. Talk about, well, all the other things. DS Hammer right now is taking over a really good fight. Might as well take one play down. Oh, that was brilliant. And there you can see PES has an exit.
Wow, what a play. I mean, we know that PES were looking really strong. They had those early perfect kills in their favor, and then it was Destroyer that moved into the Picardo region where, of course, PES were set themselves up, but eventually Destroyer's aggression has worked in their favor, and they have resulted in sending PES players back into the lobby. And right here, once again, we're looking at the last game's MVP, who is in a small little shack, and Frost, Klaus, as well as Maxima are the ones who are bringing in that aggression towards the side of Daddy Corey. But how exactly will this fight pan out? Even though he is in a shack and there is a perfect push coming in from the side of course, Frost. How exact... Wow, this is just dominating play, because Frost were trying to bring in that early aggression, were trying to bring in domination and push on along the side of this one player of Daddy Quarry, but they were caught off guard from the side of TUF. That is far, far away.
Well, Daddy Kari, he is doing really good right now, but look at him. His HP was really low. He still has to go back into the cover, and he does that perfectly as of now. And the thing is, he is the only one that's really good inside the circle as well. So he has the zone, he has everything for himself. All he needs to do is don't over-aggress. If you over-aggress somehow, you might as well just go down. Meanwhile, 47, the squad is also just arriving from the back inside. Frost Simba is onto the other side, as you can see. So we'll have to see how much longer can they, take up this fight onto yourself. But right now, you can see Frost Simba has a good grenade. One good area, players might just go poof. Well, the damage was done on Pharaoh. A few more damage shots were landing down on him. But Simba, is he going to be the king of this jungle? Oh, sounds like he is. The jungle is deserted, but the player is really good.
Absolutely, that was just perfect control, and that is going to bring Frost Simba one knock. But in that, he has also given away his information. He's only one man remaining, because all the other players, as we just noticed, had moved on along the side of Destroyer, and in that, they have left him all by himself. But Simba, of course, being the king of this Baron jungle, Baron land, is bringing in control. Team 47 not looking so dominating anymore. On the right-hand side, of course, we saw Team 47's player Nexi was right next to the car, and he is not there anymore. He has been knocked out of Simba as well.
He almost pulled off a Ryzen clutch. You remember in PMGC when Ryzen took up a clutch against Footballies, but well, this time it was not the same situation. So well, he was caught down. Now Nexi needs a revival, but DES, look at this. The rush just comes in. I don't know, can DES actually clutch this one? Back-to-back chicken dinners. If this happens, DES might be looking really good. You can see winner chicken dinner forecast. DES is at the top somehow. And right now, the fights are against H2E, 47, freestyle, so F4 as well. So it might just be a difficult situation for them, but well, they are trying to do.
Absolutely. Talk about freestyle. Once again, the team that was looking really strong in the previous game and had a lot of control of the circle this time also, they have the upper hill advantage and will certainly be wanting to convert that upper hill advantage into information that they could probably utilize in their favor. But Destroyer right here, Destroyer, all 4 members are alive, 7 kills to this team already, and they have their sights set towards the side of freestyle for now. F4 also surviving. Wolverine out there in the open is in the back end. Phil always want to keep a very slow and low-key approach because he is only one-man army for now.
Well, he definitely is, but look at this, down to 4 teams as 47X does get eliminated, just like, you know, we were talking about it. And now, Wilgax, alright, well, these players are out here. Look at, this is the thing I was talking about, right? Helmet and vest totally broken and everything, so you will still have to think about the peak that you will be doing or not. Right now, Jelani knows that there might be just players onto the other side. Well, he did spot them, but then it was a bit too late. H2E is looking really good. We are down to 3 teams and 11 players surviving. 4v4v3 situation, and the circle is favoring DES.
Well, for now, DES is in control of this game. No two ways about it. FS is going to have to push along this ridge that they did have a lot of control over for the longest time, but now they will have to run away from that. And as they do so, we were just noticing DES has their crosshairs already set up on that ridge. So as soon as FS Freestyle tries to bring that YOLO run, they will be knocked out from Destroyer. And Destroyer, all 4 members have their crosshairs set not only towards FS but also towards the side of H2E.
Well, DSM, the vehicle blast actually just, you know, took the player down with it, but well, the revive is just coming up forward. Both the teams, H2E and FS, know that they cannot, you know, over-aggress on DES. Because if FS comes down, H2E will take them down. DES, it's a win-win situation.
Right.
If H2E goes forward, FS will take them down. Again, it's a win-win situation. Daddy Kari, meanwhile, takes on FS Respect onto the other side. Meanwhile, FS is only a 3-man squad. Now it's a 1-person surviving. I was going to say that, you know, even 1 player goes down, it's going to be a troublesome situation, and now 2 players are down. So it's 1 player surviving, and H2E again just putting on the pressure onto the players of FS. This might be looking really bad. Another thing is, the circle's coming on to them.
The circle certainly is coming on to the side of H2E as well as FS. FS not looking good as 3-man strong have been brought down to only 1-man army for now. Revival is required, but revival is going to be brought at least on 1 player. But in doing so, H2E is going to push on along and will be not wanting FS to walk away from that hill. And with that, of course, FS will be taking a backseat from this fight. H2E on the other side has already taken a knock that is coming in from the side of Destroyer. Emmer and Destroyer also have a knock.
Well, Ati is also taking that beating out of the play zone. That's one thing. Daddy Kari wants to move forward. He wants to take the charge of this fight for himself. He might as well be another MVP the way he is playing. You can see it. And look at that. Just moving up forward. He knows the players might be onto that direction. He wants to take up a really, really good fight against the opponents. And that's why they are just moving up. They want to end the game. But no, Jilan goes down. All right. The Molly was really close to Ati. But onto the other side, Haka has been finished on, leaving it a 1-man squad. Uzi, how will he take up a fight against you when Daddy Kari is right out there, and they have back-to-back winner chicken dinners. I want to see where this puts them. Are they in top 11 or not?
Well, this certainly is going to result in them moving quite a lot in terms of those points, because that is going to be 13th overall when it comes to this team of Destroyer Esports. 28 points, 13 kills. Wow, what a massive play this was again from Destroyer.
My question is, why today?
Wow.
You had a lot of days.
Yep.
Like, why a slow start and why a really fast game at the end? You could have, played like this previously as well. Like,
right?
You should not be a dark horse. You should be the one that dominates the field. That's how this team should have been.
Absolutely, no question about it. But again, I mean, it's absolutely fine because you bring in those plays, the best to your ability as and when it happens. In those, we do get the MVP because the best player gets, the most valuable player gets the best kills, not necessarily, but the best stats for sure.
Well, 867 damage by Goose from 47. 3 kills though, but the thing is the survival and the damage get 40% weightage and kill gets 20% weightage.
Right.
So his damage was really good, sounds like it, and his survival time was obviously over 20 plus minutes, so that's also even brilliant. Talking about all the top players out in this one, a Hammer, Daddy Kari and Momtu. So now this is the thing, you can see the damage gets higher weightage, so 571, 554, that gets lower weightage, even if the kills are higher, so Goose gets this one for himself.
Absolutely, and with that, Momtu also in here, in which, of course, we remember right off the bat when things started off, it was PES that was in contention against RS, and that was just perfect play that did result in PES getting 8 points from this game. But talk about the match ranking. Destroyer were the one dominating with 13 kills and 28 points. This team is probably going to be gunning for the top 11 position.
I mean, they are 13th position right now in the overall.
Yep.
I want to see what does the final game bring for them. And you could see all the other teams. PUBG Esports just had 8 kills, and obviously they had 1 placement point. Grounders did not do good in this one. Zerar and Redstone. Redstone was the first team to get eliminated. We saw that thing happening as well. So that was brilliant. But I want to see the Picaro fight once again.
Absolutely, right off the bat, where indeed it was Redstone that was being brought down. So with that, let's have a look at the Oppo moments and describe in detail how that fight took place.
Obviously, this is where it all started. A Picaro was something that was the home for all the fights, and that too with PES. You see, PES is moved to do the 1v4 there. That was brilliant. And afterwards, against N2D, well, the things were not looking, in fact, a lot good because, the first fight, PES did also lose one of their players, and then they started off doing everything. So that's one thing. I mean, Murtaza did win when he was taking a TPP, but now Kashif goes in, takes 3 for the team, and makes it a total of 8 kills for the team.
Absolutely, this was just perfectly controlled aggression from the side of PES, and right here is where F4 were the one who brought on that early aggression towards the side of course, this team of 2X, but eventually that did not favor them because 2X were in control of the compound and F4 was brought down as soon as that push was brought in from the side of F4.
And this is where obviously the fights were slowly necessarily moving forward. Daddy Kari, well, he was looking brilliant. Look at this. His HP did go down. He knew the shots are coming on to him, so he just straight away goes inside that shack once again. And Simba, good grenades, did go down, hit spots one, takes him down, and then he, you remember the player just moving up forward, and now he was trying to save himself. He did take one down. He tried to finish him, but from the other side, he was shut down.
Exactly, he was just one-man army, Simba, right there. But again, the way he took up that fight against 4-men strong team was phenomenal to see. But eventually, again, bring it down to the ending of the game itself. That was Destroyer just dominating, destructive gameplay all across the board. And in that doing so, they've brought themselves to 13th in the overall ranking.
Well, Portal Esports moving up forward. I want to see one more thing right now. Portal Esports, can they topple Magnus by the end of the game? 148, 142. That's for sure. North Esports, they are, looking really good with 135 for themselves. And F4 is just out here. NFP, Sky, they had a good jump. But, moving up forward, if we just look forward to it, where is 11? The Grounders, 93, 91. 87 points for Destroyer. Can they make it a top 11?
They probably can. From the gameplay that they've showcased till now, it is looking like a very, very strong contender for the same. Indeed, though, talking about the same, you could very well focus on Team H2E. That has also been phenomenal thus far and have got 31 kills at 86 points. They just need one more good game and they could, of course, make it to the top 11. And in that, teams that are not going to be able to do so, well, again, I mean, you talk about Gerard, they very well could, but the way they've played throughout, it seems a bit of a lost cause for them for now. Team Frost, they are trying their level best, bringing in the dominating plays and aggression, but somehow, they have also not been able to capitalize on positions.
Well, 47x and Gerard, one good chicken dinner might as well change the game, but so far chicken dinners have been going just in one hand.
Right, absolutely.
That's DES.
That certainly is DES, and with that, of course, you talk about Redstone PK, Team Stoner, and 2D. They are Well, they certainly have the final game remaining, but
Go
there
YOLO.
is no, yeah, exactly.
Go
just
YOLO.
go absolutely YOLO. That's all you can do.
What's the worst thing that can happen? You might just get eliminated.
Right.
What's the best thing that can happen? You might just get a lot of kills. Just try and go YOLO.
Exactly. Try and bring down the lobby, as much of the lobby as you possibly can. But yes, with that, we have just one more game remaining. That is, of course, going to be on Erangel. And all of this is going to be working towards the top 11 positions. The top 11 positions at the end are the ones that will move on fourth. But in that will be a conversation as we move into the final game. Right now, we're going to go on a very, very short break, after which, of course, is Erangel.
Because you're everything I need.
Hello and welcome back once again for one last game, for one final time in the group stages of course, PUBG Mobile Club Open. This is all thanks to Reno 5 Pro, and the map is going to be Erangel, the flight path on our screens. This is going to be all-out war right off the bat, I'm guessing, Ocean.
Think about it, right? The teams don't want to, just leave this thing. They already wanted the fight, so we just, when we arrived, they were already dropping down.
Yep.
That's one thing. And now we want to see where does the final fight take each other. Well, all right off the bat, we could see the fights happening as 2x official NSEs. Morai does go down. You can see the plus sign right next to the name. So that's one thing for sure. And the circle is a Rozok circle out in this one. Rozok to Yasnaya, that's what the circle will be going in between. So that's one thing for sure. And these teams have to move forward. And already Morai has been taken on. So Milta is where this fight was happening.
Absolutely, and in that we also have TUF that seems to be contesting for that region as of now. Apart from that, you talk about the military base that is taken over by N2D. Talk about the eastern side of the map, we have Destroyer, our two-time chicken dinner winner
the
team.
holders,
That is just incredible play from them, and this time around, of course, we are going to keep our eyes out for them as to what exactly are they going to be bringing to the table, because they are on the 13th spot and very well could be in the top 11 to go into the regional final teams.
Yeah, I mean, the contestation is already out there. The players want to, showcase the best of the best gameplay. But look at this RS5, all right, he did get shot from the other side, the open area. So that's kind of a thing, right? The players will have to look forward and move forward to all those areas to see what's going to happen, what's not going to happen for them. So that's just one of the things. But look at the Sajid. He knows the location of two players. He might as well just take them down if that happens. But hey, the players are just going on right off the bat. The fights are happening and everyone wants the part of the kills. Everyone wants to be the part of the chaos, and this is the final game, ladies and gentlemen. After this, 11 squads will be qualifying to regional finals. Well, it's a symphony in the making.
It certainly is an orchestra that will be rising its volume and amplitude as the game goes on along, where indeed everywhere you look there are knocks coming in, there are kills being confirmed, and 2x starting that early aggression for themselves. They already have lost one player, but they are not going to be backing out of this fight for sure. They have the information down towards RS's side. That is of course going to be Redstone, another knock for Redstone, and that is going to be a confirmed 2 kills right off the bat for the side of 2x, and that is a miraculous play. RS Lucifer, the only one surviving, was trying to run away from the situation, but not allowed, said 2x. And with that, Lucifer is now prone, is going to keep on surviving and keep on running away from the situation as much as he possibly can. And 2x are looking pretty comfortable. They're not rushing on into the open. They're not going for that knock as of now. They are just going to be comfortably sorted.
Well, now the eliminations are straight away happening. I just want to see, how fast-paced of a game this can be. But hey, good grenade by Snow. Last one surviving, last one creating havoc, last one just out here. I mean, Lucifer's on to the other side, though. But he's the last one who's, in the fight. As yes. Lucifer was about to come. I want to see if this grenade hits him good. Oh, by the looks of it, good one. 3-pointer, yes or no? That's my question. The grenade did go on to the burst side. And there it is, the elimination that happens. RS Snow was taking fight because Lucifer was not around, and as soon as Lucifer enters, he was like, hey, I'm in your team. I know how to do the stuff, and I'll end it up.
Exactly. I mean, that was just a perfect play coming in from the side of Redstone. 2x tried to bring that early aggression, but did not pan out in their favor at all. And with that, even though they did get those points, but eventually are the ones going to be sent back into the lobby. Move the conversation down towards the side of Frost. This team might be contesting in a few minutes' time towards the side of H2E, where they have the information, where we're looking at Maxim right here. And Maxim is certainly going to be looking on towards H2E's RT right now, and will perhaps try and fan out their approach, where Frost Klaus is on the other side of Pachinki altogether.
Yeah, that is true. But if we just, talk about the things and stuff that is happening right now, you can see how the players are going to be just, moving up forward. Team Frost, they're looking really good, really decent for themselves. H2 Zigsaw, well, he's also onto the other side. I want to see what havoc they can create onto this area. Right now, you can see this body turns down, but oh, that was a close affair. But somehow Zigsaw takes him down, and now the ball is in the court of H2E. Let's see how they make it happen.
Absolutely. H2E has been absolutely phenomenal in this, and will be confirming that kill for themselves with that one perfect point for Jigsaw and for the team as well. But with that, Frost Reaper trying to bring in a little bit of support from cover fire has given away his information, and now H2E know exactly what to expect from that up top region from the side of course, well, Frost Reaper. Alongside that, Frost Reaper also has the backing of another teammate who is down south.
Okay, they're just trying to see each other if they can onto these areas. And talking about the areas, some of them, just are looking really good. As you can see, Team Frost, they have a good area for themselves. Now they're away from the fight, but the thing is, they were losing their players, and Frost's Klaus is onto the back end side, so he can just catch either one of the teammates, one of the teammates of H2E by a surprise. But the thing still comes down to is, how much longer can he take a hold of this fight? Meanwhile, 47 is also onto the back end side of the squad. But I want to see, can Frost Klaus take at least one player all by himself? Because he's still hiding. He's not making a move. Now he is just a bit slowly and sturdily. Meanwhile, Frostwalker Whitey, he gets a finish as well. So Team Frost, they are under a bit of pressure now.
They certainly are. As they've got themselves fanned out, they are keeping information. Well, basically, they've got Klaus in the back end, in the south end, and he is certainly relaying that information down towards Frost Reaper as well as the other player. But eventually, Frost Reaper did not change his position. He was caught off guard and has been knocked out right now. And along with that, Team 47 also stepping into the region where we've now got 3 individual squads fighting for the domination of Pochinki Apartments. And in that, H2E is looking confident, is looking strong. Frost is a little scattered, and 47, they've already got 1 knock.
Well, Klaus is just out here. I mean, talk about Reaper. He's also bleeding down. And, talking about Klaus, he was just out there because he was on the opposite side of the fight, opposite end of the fight. So no one's just seeing him. But the thing is, H2 and 47. Now those teams can, just engage in the battle. And Frost Klaus might just have a few kills to steal if he plays his cards right. It just comes down to this. I mean, you got to make the best out of the opportunity. And that somehow happens in life as well.
Absolutely. You take what you get
Life
and
lessons.
you convert that as perfectly, as beautifully, as gracefully as you possibly can. And in that, Frost Klaus is going to be a snail and will not want to give away any information anymore, because Frost Reaper will not be able to survive. Or will Frost Klaus be able to maintain his position? Well, from the looks of it, he has brought in early aggression, and in doing so, he's only left with silver of an HP and has given away his information. Now all of the team of H2E is going to rush along onto the position, and Frost Klaus, is he going to be able to dominate against them? No is the answer.
Oh, he had 10 bullets though.
Right.
He tried to reload. He did reload, but when a squad's rushing on you,
Exactly.
30 bullets cannot do the job once you reload it. But now Team 47, it sounds like they know something just happened. They want to be part of this battle as well. They want those kills as well. But H2A, judging by the fact that they are looking really good with their momentum, they might want to just get more and more kills. They might just do the same as PES did in Picaro in the previous match. Taking down 2 squads.
Right.
Same might be done by H2E because they already have taken down 1 squad, and now on to the other side, as you can see, 47 is. Alright, so this is one thing. 2 kills were confirmed by H2E, rest by 47. So it might just be the contestation of Pochinki, like who gets more.
Absolutely, and in that, both these teams are looking pretty confident. They've got all 4 players alive, and right now it's only a matter of time before this fight starts breaking out, because information is being relayed slowly and steadily about the players as to where they are positioned. Now, you talk about the map itself. We're looking at the grounders making a rotation from outside the circle slowly in towards the side of Pochinki region itself, where we're at, where indeed 47 is taking a fight against H2E. Apart from that, all the other teams are looking pretty confident in their own individual approach. Don't see Destroyer on the map thus far, because they might be making a late rotation into the circle. But right now, these are the 2 teams that are going to be contesting any minute now.
Yeah, these areas, these teams would love to contest these areas for themselves, as they are just, rooting for these areas onto the fights. But right now, as you can see, the Yasnaya Rozok area, that's still out there, and the upper area, that's where F4 is. Like, F4 started this day with the chicken, that they would like to end this one as well, but a good grenade from S3 Haka takes down 1 player. Ghost is on to the other side. I mean, he is the one who's down, but he is still spamming those grenades, just making sure if someone comes down to a revive, he can, just take the player. But now he'll spot down Ghost and he'll finish him for sure if that just comes down to it. And there it is. He spots down 1 player. The confirmation just arrives, makes it 3 kills for the team, and grenade attack for Hacker.
Absolutely. With that, they've also given away information towards the side of Team 47 as to where exactly is the team of H2E hiding, and will Team 47 want to reply on that? No is the answer, and they're going to be moving away from that situation very clearly and very confidently, not taken any fight anymore is the conversation for Team 47, and thus leaving that entire region to H2E, where indeed we just saw on the map that Team Grounders could very well, if they want to, bring their rotation down towards Pochinki itself and want to maybe take this contestation towards H2E.
I mean, it sounds like the players just wanted to move away because they're like, they don't want to over-aggress. But talking about aggression, RS is really close to N2D. We have seen these teams, battling it out in the past as well. So now it's going to be a different affair. Lucifer and Snow on one side, Sagan on to the other is going to be cooking up a good grenade. But does he exactly know the location? I mean, the grenade in these areas is a matter of chance. It might just hit your opponent, might not. So you have to, just cook it out in a really good fashion. But he knows that the opponents are on the upper floor because, that kind of makes a different footstep sound. And by the looks of it, sounds like he kind of might as well just do a bit of a damage. But nope, the grenade did go down, but it did not take anyone down with it.
Nope, not yet. But of course, with that, information has been relayed, and RS is just jumping along from one staircase to the other, trying to stay away from those grenades that are popped in from the other side. And RS has already lost 2 players. These are the only 2 alive, and they've got this apartment. As soon as they try and jump away from this position, they will be outnumbers and probably be gunned down as well. So of course, all they can do is probably hold this position strong and try and get this push from the side of N2D turned against the side of Entity.
Yeah, that's true. But now we still have to see, how the things just turned down for the players. RS Snow is just out there, and a grenade again on his hands, and he just throws it down. Will it hit one player? Oh, had Bacha been a bit too late, the grenade would have taken him out. But now they know it's a standoff in between these players. And all right, the grenade was in the hands though, but Bacha goes down by an SLR. Well, not even an auto gun.
Absolutely, and with that, RS is certainly bringing this fight into equilibrium. It is a 2v2 situation from the looks of it, and he does not know that there is another player right behind him as well, and that is exactly what has happened with RS. They have been able to bring 2 players sent back into the lobby. RS Lucifer was just dominating, but Phantom was on the other side of the house itself, on the other side of the apartment, and he was able to capitalize on that position. But that was not an outing that N2D wanted, because they, in doing so, have resulted in only 1-man army now.
As of now, yes, but well, N2D Phantom, if we can just, see all these players, we still have to find out the areas. We have a dual drop out here. One has an MK14. Want to see what the second airdrop has, if we can. Adrenaline Syringe as well. I mean, it, boosts down your HP in a really good fashion, a really good manner, that's for sure. But talking about this, 10 teams alive, 13 minutes into the game. A few of the teams will have to play it really good, and there's the AWM. So 1 DMR and 1... you can call it the bolt action, the king beast bolt action, the responsibility that there is.
Yep, the responsibility holder, that is what that gun is, whoever holds that gun. But along with that, you're talking about only 10 teams surviving right now, only 13 minutes in. This is looking phenomenal. And with that, move the conversation towards TUF and Freestyle. Freestyle is in the open, so is TUF. There are grenades being utilized from the side of Freestyle. Zulker and Tyrant bringing in that early conversation towards TUF, Venom and ESP. But Respect has moved up the hill, and he, of course, will now be relaying a lot of information towards the side of his teammates as to where exactly is TUF and where and how can they make this push into their favor.
Well, TUF, when later he realizes that there might be someone onto the left-hand side, and look at this, they spot each other down. Edgar takes down 1, goes for the confirmation as well, and there he is. He opens up the bank account of the kills against the opponents. Now TUF is looking a bit good, but can they, get more and more kills? That's one of the most important things. Zulka wants to move up forward with the teammates, and it's going to be a tricky situation, but he can do it, and that's what he's trying up for right now. He's in a safer spot, but Tyrant is not right now. Tyrant again is trying to move. He was away from the teammates, but now he's slowly and steadily moving up. PES, meanwhile, they can get a hold of this fight, but TUF 3-1. I mean, Edgar's just a bit behind. We'll have to see if the circle helps them or not. So far, it is helping them, but slowly and steadily when the zone will commence, like, will it gonna shift towards the Salbus side? That's the like onto the right hand side. That's the most important question.
Absolutely, and in that we look on towards the northern side of Severny. We've got Destroyer setting themselves up right there with no kills whatsoever at all in that team's favor, but they have the position perfectly placed, as there is nothing that is going to be able to contest them for that position. Now talk about FS. FS has moved away and uphill from where TUF was stuck at. Now on the same exact side, there is PES as well. They are very quiet as of now. They do have the information that there is 2 teams that would take in contestations and fights against each other, but for now PES has not decided to retaliate.
We'll talk about the other team. Look at DES, Destroyer. I mean, they are away from the fights. They just want to play it for the placement points, probably because you know how close they were. And they have the circle for themselves. Alongside Team Zarar as well. Zarar has a good area of the circle. PES has a good area of the circle. But all the other teams, TG, FS, TUF, F4, they have to make it inside the circle. And for that, PES, well, they go down right from the other side of Zarar, as Zarar Myth will be ending the player out there. And PES Mom 2 is on to the other side as well. He might as well just get the location compromisation. But well, Ismail, Murtaza and Mom 2, they are moving from the right hand side of that, the small ridge, and that will be helping them for right now. But Team Zarar, they have a good area inside the circle, so they don't need to worry about anything.
And with that, this is looking like an all-out war for the side of PES, because earlier they had the contestation of Zarar bringing down one of their players, and now the Grounders is waiting to bring in that dominating play, but not able to capitalize on any of those sprays or shots. This is Shaptar from Team Grounder, was not able to capitalize on his position as well. But along with that, he is probably going to rush on along, and he is now moving into exact position that we just saw PES rush away from, and that is going to be towards Zarar.
Well, that is one thing for sure. H3 giving out the revive, and now the smoke's going to be popped up. As of now, we are down to 16 minutes, almost 17 into the game, and you can see 47 Khan going down by the opponents right now. Next, he was out here. Well, Hipfire now is going to help, and he goes down as well. Well, Ferro is the last one surviving, but for how long? He's just trying to find a perfect area for himself. He just has 6 bandages. He needs to put his health to a better number for himself. Otherwise, 47 might just exit the game.
What a play coming in from TUF indeed. TUF had that perfect placement, and Team Grounder we saw were rushing on towards that location where earlier the fights were taking place, and with that doing so, TUF have brought down the players of the Grounder one by one, and that is Team 47 getting eliminated in this open fight that we just witnessed.
Yeah, I mean, this open area, they did get eliminated. Now we are down to 9 teams, 25 players surviving. PS Mom 2 also goes down. TUF Strange just trying to spot someone if he can, and just trying to take that person down. He sees F4 Khan, but TUF ESP, just getting the kill for the team. That's one thing. Destroyer and Chapata, it's a 1v1 situation. Just trying to go for the jump shots. That's what he was doing it. But Chapata is still waiting, ready. Molly, a low toss Molly was done onto him, but hey, the Molly was doing the damage already, and the gun was just, acting as a catalyst in that reaction.
And with that, the Grounders have been sent back into the lobby as well. Brings us down to 8 teams, 22 players alive, 18 minutes in the game. This is genuinely turned into an all-out war right off the bat, and indeed doing so now that fight that F4 Destroyer just took in his favor, eliminating the team of Grounders, has now put himself in a bit of a trickle, because TUF Venom found out and of course heard that there were shots being taken off from that side, and that is where his crosshair is going to be. Now TUF slowly and steadily of course are in the circle, but will want to contest for a better position, as they are still far in the open, and you do not want to be in the open in these fights.
Yeah, but now if we just, look about the things and everything, you can see the players. All right, well, F4, they are still moving up and against as of now. TUF ESP, it sounds like TUF is looking really good. I mean, they are actually looking like a tough team as they are topping the survival status charts, followed by Zarar Esports. Destroyer is also out there, but the thing is they don't have any kill. They are playing just, right behind the boundaries as of now, not indulging themselves into the fights because they know how important this is. Well, 8 team, at #8, it was Portal Esports, and 8 to 12 gets 1 placement points. Now the placement points start increasing, and now is going to be the main fights as well, as in less than 40 seconds, the 5th zone is going to close down.
Absolutely, and TUF right here, they have the control over F4, as well as other players have control over Zarar as well. They've got the upper hand advantage, but the conversation is, will they be able to convert that upper hand advantage into their favor? They are, of course, looking out to the compound of Zarar and wanting to get the information, but till now they have not been able to spot out all the players.
Look at Zarar Myth, he was just out there. Wolverine has an AWM. I want to see a running shot. Will that happen? Daddy Kari has been spotted. Take the shot. Oh, that was brilliant, Wolverine. Taking down Daddy Kari. Wilgax is out here. Second shot, probably. All right, well, that was just a slight miss. Oh, another one. Another one. Wolverine is on fire. Wilgax is just out here. I mean, this depends. Will they be able to qualify? Emmer goes down by Zedon. F4 is looking impressive. Talking about Wilgax, he's low on HP. His legs are spotted. His legs are spotted. The end of DES by F4 and the AWM. The responsibility. Wolverine, the responsible person in this area.
What a perfect play coming in from Wolverine indeed. He is the responsibility holder and he has been phenomenal with that responsibility, where he brought down the team of Destroyer who had not even opened their bank accounts, but eventually, what a massive play. And Wolverine now moving that conversation towards the side of TUF, where Venom has been on the receiving end, and one by one, Wolverine is dominating right now in this lobby.
The play of PMCO is what I can call this one. For sure, it was, as of now, till date, it was an impressive game. And Wolverine, Mr. PMCO for now, I would just call him, because he did impressive. I mean, it's one thing to hold that gun, but you know, getting knocks and knocks back to back, that's another story. And now you can see Wolverine, he knows the other players. Obviously, the team knows that there is another squad onto the other side. They're just trying to pressurize the squad. They need this game. They want to be the king of Erangel. They had the first Erangel in their hands. If this happens, imagine F4. If they win this game, F4 will win 2 games and TES 2 games. So it's going to be, you know, the chicken juggling in between these two teams. But well, still, you know, that's a long shot. We'll still have to see how that happens. And F4 is playing really cautiously. But Wolverine takes down TUF Edgar once again. That AWM is dancing in the kill feed.
Absolutely is. There is no conversation about it. That TUF is in a bit of a pickle right now. They have nowhere to go. Of course, smokes are coming in to keep themselves surrounded across that rock and that vehicle. But on the back end is Zerard that's going to be pushing on alongside, and Team TUF is in a bit of a disarray.
He sees another airdrop. He's just going to go for it. He wants to see what's in that airdrop. I would love to see what's in that airdrop if I was him. And what is he picking? Level 3 helmet vest. Yeah, that's true. He still has a 5.56 gun and no extra AWM shots. That's probably one of the things. So maybe just a 7.62 weapon or something like that, and he does not want to, you know, just give up his current loot. So that's one thing for sure. But TUF, the players, they are still surviving. But look at Zerard moving up against them, and a good grenade. Is that grenade going to do the damage? 1 for 2. That was brilliant. Edgar's out here, the last one, surviving slowly and steadily. But TUF Edgar, how long can he survive? He's in the smoke. Zerard Professor goes on by F4 Destroyer from the other direction. Edgar, will he go for a revive on the teammates? One of the most important things to find out, but a good grenade right next to him. Edgar, TUF gets eliminated by Zerard.
What a perfect play that was from Zerard indeed. I mean, TUF right off the bat were in between the crosshairs of F4 on one side. Zerard was pushing on along, and with that, Zerard finally in the entire day stepping up and showcasing the dominating destruction that they of course hold within that team, and in that they have gotten themselves a perfect point distribution. But move the conversation once again towards the side of Wolverine. He seems to be working towards H2E, slowly and steadily utilizing those perfect grenades, and grenades is what we are seeing utilized by all of these players actually right now.
Well, so many throwables being used to perfection. So many throwables being used to their utter, you know, usage. Just put down to that. Zerard, talk about this. Zigzag and Zalim are out here, and that's a good thing. Imagine if you knock someone down onto the other Myth and Professor, the players can just rush in, and that's what Zalim has started. He took down one, and now players will rush in onto the side of Tyrant. Might as well take him down. They know his location. They know his location is compromised. He goes down as well. Respect is the last one surviving, but for how long? But hey, Zigzag goes down from H2E. Arthur, you cannot rule that player out as well, as he is in the center of the circle and he's trying to take all the fights. But somehow Professor is really close to Respect. Does he know Respect's position? That's one thing, because Respect, the smoke is totally covering him.
Absolutely. For now, Respect certainly is helped because of the smoke, and he throws another smoke to keep his position unrevealed to the side of course, Zerard, where he has all 4 players. He's sitting in the car. Nobody knows where he's at. And from the looks of it, he is probably going to be able to run away from the situation. Well, how exactly are you going to run away? What exactly is the plan right here?
No, that's good. He's just sitting onto the other side using a grenade right now. Just throws the grenade onto Zigzag. Takes down Zigzag. Brilliant big brain move by this individual. What he did, he was not on the other side. Now everyone's thinking where he is. Now they have to see where he is. He takes another one down. He comes out. Oh my God, that was so close. So he did not sit on the driver's seat, and the engine never started.
What a perfect play. What a respect for the player of Respect indeed. I mean, that was just incredible GG 300 IQ play. And with that, he's able to knock 2 players. Not able to convert those kills, though, sadly. Thus, not implying that he will not get any points. But, Jude, the play was just phenomenal. Move the conversation towards, of course, F4, where we are looking at 3 players alive as of now. And we've only got 3 teams remaining. We've got H2E 2 players. We've got F4 who have 3 players alive. And of course, we've got the like of Zerar with all 4 members looking strong.
So this might be a mistake against F4. Think about it. F4's Destroyer is looking against Zerar. Meanwhile, the other players of F4 are looking against H2E. All the players should consider it just one fight at this moment, because it kind of, becomes important for you. So that's what these players will have to see for how they can, just make out around it. But right now, Destroyer, he's just coming back to the team. That's a really good thing. All the players constituting the fights together, but H2E. I mean, these players are at a really good area. They are in the cover. All they are doing is waiting for F4 to fight against Zerar, and they can get a good area. Look at Myth. He can take the TPP against Destroyer and Zedan and can take the players down.
Absolutely. For now, information certainly has to be revealed from the side of Zerar's players towards where exactly is F4. F4 has got themselves combined together towards the efforts of H2E, but H2E is not wanting to move whatsoever at all. They are not wanting to reveal, of course, their position, nor are they wanting to take a fight. So they are just waiting and hoping that the two other teams in the lobby are going to be able to bring both of themselves down, and that is where H2E will finally reveal themselves, perhaps.
Well, this is an incredible final match. Talk about it. 26 minutes onto the marker. Still going on. 26 minutes and 30 seconds about to be 7 circles just closing up. Wolverine still has that AWM. I mean, using it right now is going to be a different thing. But, every other player, they know what they have to do. Everyone's inside the circle, except for F4's one player. I can see, on the mini-map as Wolverine is just a bit onto the back-end side, and the zone slowly and steadily just moving up forward. And the zone is going to do a lot of damage because this is the 7th circle. After this, it's going to be 8th circle. You only can do heal battle and nothing else. Oh, Ati can spot the one player down, but taking that player down is going to be a different thing. You cannot over-aggress. I know it. But Ati goes down by Zerar. Myth. Dread is the last one surviving. The revival is just coming up because he knows the teams might just, engage in a fight of its own.
For now, that certainly could be the case. But again, talk about H2E and the way the circle is working in their favor. They do not have to get away from that position. Both of the players are in the exact same spot. And with that, Dread taking the early aggression towards the side of Zerar. And this could be a dominating play because utilizing that is F4 standing up as soon as that knock came on down towards the side of Myth. From the side of H2E, F4 utilizing the position. And of course, they have left this team with only one man alive.
Zalim is the last one surviving. Not anymore. Destroyer does it. Destroyer does it. It's a 2v3. Can F4 close this one out? They started with the chicken dinner. They want to end with the chicken dinner. F4, fasten your seatbelts because this might be the game that F4 wanted. And yes, they get it. Wow.
Wow. What a perfect play that was. I mean, all thanks to, again, H2E and that aggression that we saw from his side towards the side of Zerar. And that was the perfect time that F4 utilized in their favor. And along with that, of course, you talk about placement points. They are on number 1 now. 2 chicken dinners.
They are on number 1. Wolverine's AWM rock the Erangel.
Oh, yes.
Rock the Erangel from all the directions, from all the sides. I mean, now players will have to be aware of this guy. I mean, talking about it. I've seen his gameplay previously as well. I've casted his gameplay previously as well. But if you're talking about MVP, if you're talking about the individual lad, 28 healing done, the lowest healing amount ever that there is in this PMCO right now, 28.
That is it. That is all he needed. After all, he is a Wolverine and he just dominated in this game of Erangel. And along with that, they were only a 3-man army by the end of the game, yet they were able to capitalize against a team that was stepping in with very strong numbers. That was Zerar with all 4 members alive. But eventually, again, talk about top players. Wolverine certainly is there on number 1, followed by, of course, Destroyer, and then Zerar, Myth, and Dread.
Yeah, and then let's talk about the other things as well. Right now, as we were just seeing how the fights were going down and everything, let's have a look at the match ranking, right? And see where the players are. Obviously, we know Team F4 11 kills, Fyme Esports 9, H2E 7. I want to see about the other teams, the ones that were about to make it. Like, did they make it or did they break it? Because Entity is at 6 points, Grounders at 6. Where is Destroyers right now?
Destroyers. They did not end up getting any kills from the kill feed that we noticed that was not there. But eventually, they will certainly get some placement points. And that is, of course, going to be the question if that they did end up getting 1 kill. So that is good. So that converts that into 3 points for the side of Destroyer Esports, and that is not going to have them move into the top 11, but eventually Portal Esports, they were looking very comfortable in that overall ranking, but again, they are of course going to have to drop down because now we know Team F4 is going to be leading the chart.
Well, Team Frost did just get 1 point, Portal Esports as well, just like you said, and all the other teams we could see out here. But I want to see those AWM movements once again, the way
yes.
it was.
Let's of course move in along with the Oppo moments, and with that, of course, this was a snacker of a game right off the bat, no conversation about it. And doing so, I mean, there were just kills coming in, there were just teams being sent into the lobby in the first 5 minutes itself.
Exactly, so many good fights just happening out here, and you can see Snow again. One good grenade took down one player, and then the other one was spotted out in the open as well. He did go down as well, and now RS just moved forward. Lucifer was one onto the other side that ended the game for the opponent. Look at this. Without helmet, without vest, he just rushed in. He wanted the point so badly.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about Redstone PK, the way they've played the games, it's just not been their luck, simply put. But again, when you talk about the aggression and the perfectly controlled aggression, they always do bring it down. Talk about this push once again, it was just perfect, but the way they had this team set up against them, N2D that is, was just wonderful.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And now, the things were, it was just like it was, ending slowly and steadily, The fights were moving on. The circle did go forward. And I think now we're going to be seeing, after this one, we're going to be seeing that one fight that we obviously want to see for sure. 47 Federal did go down, and then Street Red just moved forward. And this was also a really good 1v1 that just happened against Destroyer. The Molly did the job. And look at this. Daddy Kari backs up the vehicle, cannot move forward. Now the other one, slowly and steadily, the shots were looking good. Jelani was in the open. He thought the damage might be happening from the other side. But well, and Wilgax, the legs, I mean, AWM shoots you. Even if you're like 1 pixel is enough.
Absolutely, and this also was a pretty good play coming in from the side of Zerar, where TUF initially were taking a fight against the side of F4. They had the cover of the vehicle as well, but this is another IQ level coming in from, of course, respect of FS.
Well, yes, this was incredible as he tried. He did a really good big brain play, but the thing is, obviously, it could not end in the favor as he wanted it. But this was the final fight, and F4 got the best out of this one fight. They got the best out of everything today. Started off with the chicken dinner, ended the chicken dinner, became the kings of Erangel. And talking about DES, they had the Sanhok and Miramar, so it was two chicken dinners just, going in both teams' directions.
Absolutely, and with that, of course, it is Team F4 that has stood out today. And amongst that, of course, as we move the conversation towards overall ranking, we know top 11 teams are going to be moving away from this group into the regional finals.
Well, we have F4, Magnus, Portal, North Esports, TUF, NFP, Sky, Esports Nation, Freestyle till the 8th position. But moving on forward, 9th, 10th and 11th is what we'll be seeing. Like 110 points for Freestyle is what we have right now. Talking about the teams with maximum kills, that's F4 80, and then it drops down to 72 for Magnus, Portal Esports 71. But moving up forward for the other teams is something that we have to see, right? I want to see the difference between 11th and 12th. Like, what sort of a point difference there is, and 2 points.
Ouch. The Grounders, they had a wonderful run. They absolutely had a phenomenal run. Today was not working in their favor right off the bat. And in that, of course, they got 2 chicken dinners when you talk about the early days of this wonderful group stage. But eventually, not being able to capitalize on this final day has resulted them getting knocked. And it is knockout, rather, stealing that position away from them.
Well, Knockout did get the best out of it, given the fact they were not playing today. So, they were slowly and steadily just, getting down in this one. So,
right. But
I mean, like, they were so comfortable already.
True.
That's the thing. So, the competition was really fierce. Think about it. Triple digits is where everything is ending. That's brilliant.
That is brilliant. And another thing that I did notice was when it comes to the 10th position holder, I think it was Team Star X.
No chicken dinner.
No chicken dinner. I mean, we've seen the team gameplay as well. We were talking about how they were playing only a 3-man team for the longest time. They were not being popped on when it came to the kill department as well, but eventually just slowly and steadily grinding towards placement points and a few kills here and there has resulted in them being in the top 11. Wonderful play.
Exactly, but then these are the teams that obviously will be saying goodbye to, but hey, you get a lot of experience, fighting against teams the likes of F4 and all, so that was also brilliant.
Absolutely. With that, let's move the conversation towards the kill leaders today, and them will need to have, well, Momtu, of course.
I mean, PES Monk 31 kills, Adil comes down at 27, Edgar 22, Hassan 22, 5,600 damage. That's incredible.
That's just crazy. I mean, we saw every single game where we saw Portal Esports. Momtu was the one taking on fights, and that was phenomenal play. Bring that conversation towards ESN. Hassan also just perfect plays indeed. So all of these lads, I mean, just I guess thank you. I mean, honestly, thank you for bringing us these wonderful plays and wonderful moments to be able to
exactly. Let's have a look at F4's team card to see, their performance, how it has been, how F4 has played. Wolverine, those kill numbers just coming out from the AWMs as well. Khan, the IGL, the perfect IGL that there was. Destroyer and Voltrix, 21 and 11. You can't rule out Voltrix saying that he just has 11 kills, right? He has so much of damage that constitutes even more than Khan though. So damage number kind of just aggressive, shows his aggression.
Exactly, that is so very true indeed. And in that, we have Team F4 leading the charts, and of course GG play coming in for this team throughout the day. Started off strong, ended very strong, and with that we've got the top 11 teams that will be pushing on along from Wednesday into, of course, the regional finals. And through that, we will find out what 3 teams will move on for the journey to the road that will take them to PMPL Season 3. With that, we reach the end of our stream for the day. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Until Wednesday, take care. Khuda Hafiz.